It's hot, hot in New York City. I'm talking about 90, 92 degrees hot. Along with the humidity, guys, it's really hot in here. That's why I got my wife beater on. So excuse me. So, guys, today I want to be talking about relocating and dating in the Dominican Republic. I have a guest that's going to be coming on, and it's a female. She's going to be just giving her perspective, on relocating the Dominican Republic. This is somebody who's lived in Dominican Republic and actually found themselves back to the states, due to certain circumstances. Something that I'll let her discuss on the show. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Nicole, if you're there, you can come on in when you're ready. Okay. I sent her the link, so I don't know if she's on. But Nicole, I sent you the link. You can tap on in when you're ready. And also, we'll give some of our viewers a little time to chime on in. But yeah, guys, I'm feeling good, feeling real good. Just came back from the gym, transitioning my body. You know what I mean? Also transitioning to DR. This is a total process. Talking about mind, body, and soul. You know what I mean? Look at them arms. Yeah, it's coming along, coming along. So anybody that's into weight loss, my weight loss journey, this is something that I'm taking my time. Before, my mentality was like just wanting to see results quickly, but doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way at all. Takes time. Takes time figuring out what works for you, what doesn't work for you. The main thing is proper diet. That's something that I got. It's a struggle for me. It's an everyday struggle. That's why I don't believe in diets. This is a way of life for me. You know what I mean? So, I'm doing this for my health. I done beat diabetes. I was pre-diabetic, so I beat that. And high blood pressure. No longer taking high blood pressure medication. So, it's all of what we put in our bodies, and like I said, it's all about exercising as well. It releases stress. It's good for your heart, good for your muscles, just good for your body and all. So, guys, I want to talk about dating in Dominican Republic. Now, for me, guys, I'm sure y'all seen though. For those of you guys who haven't seen my previous video, you might need to check that out. That's like one of my top videos. But learning from that experience, it has taught me how to maneuver, myself when it comes to dating, Dominican women in Dominican Republic. And the only reason why I'm, my situation is different from a lot of people's, only because um, I've been through this before. You know what I mean? I've been through this before. And me building a house in DR, it's like, okay, I'm ready to settle down, start a family. So this is the only reason why I'm dating, dating. So like I said, it goes back to what I said. My situation is different from other guys' situation or female situation. I done been through this. I know the process. I know, and I don't want my story to deter brothers and sisters from dating uh, people in Dominican Republic, because there's a lot of good people in Dominican Republic, just as much as there's a lot of bad people in DR. You know what I mean? But you have to be aware. You got to be cautious, and you got to be able to see the red flags. And when you see those red flags, it's time for you to run. You know what I mean? Run. So now, my situation is, I was talking to my friends, one of my friends that live in DR, his daughter, whatever, made a video about that. Um, and you know, when I went back, we had a heart to heart talk. Started drinking. Once you start drinking, the truth start coming out. You know what I mean? And I just told him straight up. I said, "There's a few reasons as to why I decided not to move forward with your daughter." Now I felt all the way back. I felt all the way back only because I felt like I know women. I know women. I know what a woman wants. I know what a woman needs. My females in my family dominate. Okay, been raised by nothing but females, so I know what I mean, what a female wants. So I know when a female's interested, and I told them, I was like, yo, I don't. really think your daughter is interested in me. I said, that's one. I said, and I said, I understand. I understand where you're coming from in terms of wanting somebody for your daughter that's going to do the right thing by her. I told him that. I said, I understand all of that. I get it. And he said, Jay, that's exactly what I want. I want somebody that's going to do the right thing by my daughter. And I know that, you're a good dude. You're a good guy. So, I told him everything. I said, yo, ultimately, she's got this is something that she's got to want. So I decided to give it a try. Decided to give it a try again. So we went back. I went back, came back home. We started, conversing or whatever. So I just felt like the energy wasn't there. I felt like the energy just wasn't there. I felt like I don't know. I just felt like she Sharonda Checo, what's going on? What's going on? I was waiting for Nicole to come on in. I sent her the link. There was another link that I sent her. So I don't know if Nicole you watching. Chime on in. Just chime on in. So I get back home and we started conversing or whatever on WhatsApp. But like I said, I didn't feel like the energy was there with her and I. I just felt like it wasn't there. It was the same thing before. Nothing changed. I'm texting you, I don't get a response back. You know, okay, you decide to respond back 2 and 3 hours later. I get that. Um, I post pictures, of my family on my story. A woman that's interested, she's gonna inquire about who are these people. I mean, nothing at all. Even pictures of myself. Oh, you look good today, but just nothing. When a woman is interested, she's gonna be questioning things about you, asking your interests, your wants, your needs, your likes, your dislikes. Like I got none of that from her. So at this point, I said, you know what? Let me just see. And that was another thing, guys. I'm always I felt like I was always the one to greet her in the morning. Always the one to greet her in the morning. Good morning. Hola, como tu está? Mi amor. All the normal shit. Uh got nothing. I said, well, she would respond. So I said, you know what? I'm getting tired of being the one to fucking greet her every day. I'm getting tired of greeting her. So let me see if she's gonna greet me this time around. Next day, nothing. 3 days go by, a week go by. It's been about 3 weeks now, y'all. Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Okay, so that's the obvious. The obvious is that you're not interested. Okay, yeah, you're a pretty girl. You're a beautiful girl. But at the same time, I'm not chasing you. You know what I mean? And this is one of the reasons why I said to my viewers before, like, I prefer a woman of age, age appropriate to the point where, uh, you know, experience. I guess you can say experience, and not just experience. Um, I'd like to have children. I'm not building a big house for nothing. I like to have children as well. So a woman that can bear children, but not too old to where she's having complications, and the baby end up coming out with that kind of thing. So these are all okay. Nicole's here, so I'm gonna add Nicole in, guys. I'm gonna add Nicole in.
Hello.
What's going on? What's going on, my love? How you doing?
Doing all right. How are you doing?
I'm here. I'm here. I'm sorry for the malfunctioning. I was telling the viewers it's hot in my apartment. It's like New York. We talking about 93 degrees with the humidity. It's about you can add a extra 10. So we looking at 103 here in New York with the humidity. It's just I got two fans blowing, and then in my apartment it's like no cross ventilation. It's just more than one reasons why I got to get the hell out of New York and get myself to DR.
I know that's right.
Yeah. But yeah, so I was just talking about my experience with the whole dating, and then I'll finish up with mine, and then we'll get into yours and the whole relocating thing. All right.
All right.
So yeah, so I was talking about my friends daughter, we trying to see what's up, in terms of us getting to know each other and growing and possibly getting into a relationship, marriage, what have you. So now I get back to New York, and I'm glad you're here because it gives me a female's perspective, even though I know a lot of females and I got a lot of female friends, And I was just telling my viewers, when it comes to y'all, a female, a male, I know when a woman is interested. I know when she's not interested. My family, women dominate my family. You know what I'm saying? So I've been around women all my life. So I'm saying this to say that with this woman, I'm trying to get to know her. I done, done a lot of things to show my interest, and it's not about the looks. I mean, granted, she's a beautiful girl, but as we get older, I'm 43. You're 43 as well, right? So as we get older, I just feel like that look shit just goes out the window. I mean, you got to have somebody that's easy on the eye, of course, but I'm looking at the qualities. What can you bring to the table? And I'm not talking about financially. It doesn't even have to be about the financial aspect, only because I'm a provider. I come from a family of providers, so it's just naturally for me to be that. You understand what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I just feel with her, like I kind of just fell back from her completely, withdrawing myself completely. We still friends on WhatsApp. I barely post, stuff on my WhatsApp story now, only because I got a lot going on. But the few things that I have posted, she looks. So now she posts this subliminal thing, and this is where the young aspect comes in because, like I said, I will prefer a woman, 30, uh, between the ages like 30 to like 35, only because of having kids and the
Right.
pregnancy, that kind of thing, So, um, she posted this subliminal thing, and it said that it was in Spanish and it translated in English that um, I'm interested in you. I just need to know if you're interested in me, or some kind of just like real elementary kind of
Right.
bullshit. It's something that I just don't have time for. So I just said, okay, you know what? Wash my hands, done with that. Time to move on. So now I'm back to square one, trying to find somebody, and this time around, I'm not limiting myself in terms of the age, I'm not. And
Right.
I'm only saying that because my cousin, and this is a man that I look up to, family man, stand up guy. Him and his wife, they are about 20 years apart, look really good together, and that was one thing he told me. Don't limit yourself in terms of the age. There's a lot of good women out there, and you just have to take your time. Take it. She is looking for the chase, Sharonda said. Of course you're looking for the chase, but you ain't gonna get the chase here. I'm not that dude. Not that dude, so
Right.
um, so I started talking to somebody else. She happened to be young, happened to be stepping outside of the box, because my first
Right.
girlfriend in Dominican Republic was in her 30s. She was in her
Right.
30s. So this time stepping outside the box with the whole young thing. Now I'm talking to this young girl, and fellas, when it comes to dating these women in Dominican Republic and ladies too, I'm the type of man. First of all, being from New York, I just think that we have a bad rap. Only because we just straight up. I'm just very straight up, straightforward, and that sometimes can come across as being aggressive, as being rude, and
Right.
that's just not what it is.
But some women
Uh
like aggressiveness, though.
huh. I'm
Some women
sorry.
do like aggressiveness.
Yeah, they do. From Dominican Republic, it's different because I've had incidences where there's things that I had said to women and they just like get taken back as if, oh, like, oh my God,
Right.
what I mean? Like as if it's some kind of Christian, some, devout Christian or something, but and that's just not what it is. It's just that when you are looking for something, I feel like, and you know what you want
Right.
at this point in your life,
Right.
you need to just put it out there. That way, it's no cut and chase. It's no games. It's no bullshit. You know what I mean? And this girl, I had a conversation with her. I told her straight up, what I was looking for. So and then I told her, in the beginning, I said, listen, I want you and them. It's completely different. especially when
Mm.
they're dealing with a gringo.
Right.
Okay, let's just be real. They are. It's no taking their time. They're caught on. They're latched onto
Yes.
you. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like, I found myself getting caught up really quick, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, whoa. I said what I said
Yeah.
in the beginning. I
I
said what I said in
understand
the
that.
beginning. I'm like, even we're helping her out, on the fight in the fight. I'm for one thing about me. I'm a giver from the heart. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a
Yeah.
generous. That's just who I am. Whether you my friend, whether you my family, that's just in my nature to be that way. You know what I mean? And then knowing the lifestyle and how the way of life is in DR, and you dealing with somebody in DR, it kind of moves you to want to help that person, but at the same time, you don't want the bullshit.
Right.
I don't. So with that being said, she's young. She has a two month old baby. Apparently, the baby's father got caught up into some shit with some drugs. He's in jail, for a long, long time or whatever. Okay,
Mm.
fine. So I'm looking at, all right. You know what? She's young. She's poor. Somebody that not that she could offer me anything, but it's more than just what you can offer me financially. It's what can you bring to the table as a woman? Are you that type of woman that's a woman, that's a family oriented? I'm looking at how she's tending to her baby and all this stuff and all that. I'm watching her close, really, really close. What happens is she goes out the first day. First time we started talking. Mind you, I hadn't met her in person. We met on Facebook. I'm being real with y'all. Being real. Like I said, I'm dating. So like I was saying
Right.
earlier, are guys that are just 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 looking to just date and go down there 3 months at a time.
Hmm.
I don't think you should do that. That's just my opinion. You understand what I'm saying? Only
Hmm.
because you have to be there. You have to be there to see what's going on. Only for my experience. You know what I mean?
Right.
So she goes out. Okay, I don't have a problem with my girl going out. I'm not the controlling kind of dude. But at the same time, you go out. All I ask is that you call me when you get back home to let me know that you're home safe. Okay? She did that once. I spoke to her about it. She did it again. I spoke to her about it. This happened like 3 times. Now, now look, these are red flags. These are red flags. So now she's sending me pictures of the baby and all that. Now I love the kids. Everybody know I love the kids. Do anything for the kids. I'm a softie for the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She's sending me pictures of the baby, videos of the baby, little songs of the baby, and I'm just like, okay, this is how I'm starting to get caught in this shit now. I'm getting caught up. You know, so the straw that broke the camel's back was that now you really trying to play me like I'm stupid now. This is what
Right.
she did. She gonna tell me that, oh, I'm not feeling well. Now she was telling me she wasn't feeling well for a while. Okay. I'm like, well, go to the fucking hospital. The hospital is free. Now, she doesn't live in Puerto Plata. That was another reason why I was like, okay, it's a good thing that she lives outside of where I'm at. She's from
Right.
Rio San Juan, which is almost an hour away. So okay. So she's telling me some bullshit, which I don't know if it's true or not, that the hospital's not functioning. I'm just like,
Doesn't make any sense.
it,
I'll be scratching
thank
my
you.
head
Make it
too.
make sense. And then there
Right.
she's got to go to the clinic in Nagua, fucking clinic in Nagua,
What?
right? Yeah, she got
No.
to go to the clinic in Nagua, and she
No.
need
Mm-mm.
$250. two
Wow.
hundred and fifty dollars. I was just like, you know what? I was like, I'm not stupid. I said, okay, I know the clinics down there are private, so you do have to pay. But at the same time, how you just gonna say off the bat that you need $250 and you don't know what the fuck is wrong with you? Make it make sense.
Right.
You don't even know what's
Right.
wrong with you. You haven't even gone to the clinic. So how are you just randomly coming up with $250? Right?
And that's
So
what they make a month. How's
it,
she gonna
it
pay that her whole month of her income to? That doesn't make any sense.
right, right. So so that happened, and then she, of course, she didn't get that $250. Just wasn't happening.
Right.
So that happened, and then um, she was like, now this is this past Friday coming around. She gonna say, oh, she's not feeling well. She's still not feeling well. She's gonna go to sleep. I'm looking at the time. I'm like, wait a minute. It's 8:08. It's 8:08 at night. You going to sleep at 8 o'clock at night?
Hmm.
Now I'm like, okay. In the back of my mind, I'm like, this chick has no idea she's done. She is done. She's done. Done. So yeah, so 8 o'clock comes. I'm just waiting to hear back from her the next day. So she doesn't call me. She texts me at 11:30. 11:30 the next day. Okay, so what happened between 8 o'clock now? Don't you think I'm stupid? For one, you got a 2-month-old baby, ma. You got a 2-month-old baby. You think you're sleeping all night with a two? The babies keep you up at night. So at
Oh
some
yeah.
point you got up at night, and at some point you was up early. So no, see what happened was you went out with your sister and went partying. Okay, and did whatever I'm not stupid because I realize that she likes to go out and stuff, which is to be expected, being young and all of that. But at that point I was just like, I'm done. I blocked her, I blocked her completely. Because I'm not here for the bullshit. I'm just not here for it. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? And this is why I tell fellas like, salute Kyle Hardy, what's going on, my brother? What's going on? And this is why I tell my brothers like, yo, you know, um, you really have to be there to see what's going on. Within the time that I was talking to her, and she wanted me to pay her rent, help her with her rent.
Mhm.
At this
Yeah.
at this point, guys, I can't even date a Dominican woman because I already know what's to be expected. When you want to date, they're already looking for handouts. You understand what I'm saying?
Same with
I don't
Dominican
have.
men.
Yeah, I don't have time for that. I
Yeah.
don't have time. I got a fucking house to build to finish up. I look, even though the clock is ticking, I'm like, damn, I want to have kids and start a family right away. But at the same time, I'm not gonna rush
Right.
only
With the right
because
person.
I want. Yeah, yeah, So I'm like, yo, I'm just at this point, I gotta wait till I'm down there full time because I can't do it. I can't do
Yeah.
it.
It's hard.
It's really hard, and that's why I tell y'all fellas and ladies, like, you have to be down there full time in order to be in a
Right.
relationship with somebody down there. Yeah, there's a lot of beautiful women and beautiful men, and there's a lot of good ones, and there's a lot of bad
Oh
ones.
yeah.
Trust me when
Oh
I
yeah.
tell you, So, that's just my perspective on it. I'm gonna introduce Nicole now, and she's gonna give y'all her perspective. This is somebody who's been traveling to DR as well, and she relocated there. Now she's back in the states, so she's just gonna give you her perspective on what to do and what not to do, and kind of the mistakes that she made, when she was living out there, and what she would do different now that she's back in the states. Okay. So Nicole, you got the floor. You can introduce yourself to the people.
Hi everybody. I'm Ivy Nicole. I've been going back and forth to Dominican Republic for the last 2 years. My first time in the Dominican Republic, I went on a family trip with my family for 5 days. Spent 5 more days with a girlfriend of mine. And on my first night at the resort, met somebody. Now, I didn't go down there to meet anybody. I just went out down there to my family vacation, and he ended up catching my eye. But at the same time, I was in not a weird situation with a Dominican here in the States. And
Mm-hmm.
I that would led me to make the bad decision of just say, "Oh, okay, you're interested in me, you're treating me nice, I'm just gonna roll with it."
Mm-hmm.
And without looking at the clues and not really being educated or really knowing much about
Mm-hmm.
Dominican men in Dominican Republic. Now, I've dealt with ones in the States, but not in the Dominican Republic. And for me, it's like night and day. They're not the same.
Right, right, right. Yeah, you
Mm.
absolutely right about that. I'm like I said, I live in New York. It's a plethora. It's a melting pot of cultures. I've been around Spanish people all my life. You know what I'm saying? My pops is
Mm.
from 125 in Saint Nick. He grew up in Spanish Harlem. My pops can dance salsa and bachata and merengue better than some Spanish people that I know.
I
You know what
bet.
I'm saying?
I bet.
So
Yeah.
I'm very cultured in that sense, you know. So there is definitely a difference, you know, in the cultures here, you know, in terms of Dominican people here and Dominican people there. However, you know, and people say, oh, you know, I done heard this story you know, so many times. Well, there's people
All
that
right.
haven't heard, you know, these stories, you know, and that's why it's important for people like you and I who have been through these experiences to shed light on it so that people are aware, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and know, you know, what to do and what not to do, you know. And my thing is, I'm all about trust and loyalty and all the above, you know what I mean, when it comes to my mate. Um, it's just as hard finding somebody here in the states
Oh
and
yes.
finding somebody, especially when you are a person of a certain age. One, you know,
Yes.
yeah, when you're a
Definitely.
person of a certain age, you know, the dating games become lesser and lesser and lesser. You know, and that's why you find a lot of men, you know, and a lot of women looking for love outside of, you know, the United States. You know,
Right.
for
Right.
whatever reason, you know, for whatever reason. But there's a number of reasons why. You know, it could be, you know, you got some guys that are just not pulling the kind of women that they would pull. And I'm just being real.
You're right.
You have some
Yep.
guys that
You're
just not
right.
pulling the kind of women here that they would pull there. Same
Yeah.
as women, you know, you're not pulling the same kind of guys that you would pull there, and you got to ask yourself, like, do these men and women love you really for who you are, you know, and not just
Right.
looking at you as a cash cow, not knowing that the kind of jobs that we have, you know, and that's another thing that I like to talk about, you know, because as I'm dating these women, like I said, it's all about laying down your want, your likes and your dislikes, especially if you're looking for a long term mate. You know, it alleviates the bullshit. You know, and one of the most important things I tell women is that I'm not looking to have my wife come to the United States. I have no intentions on living here permanently. You understand? I mean, staying here permanently
Right.
or bringing you here. Listen, we can visit. We can visit to the United States, but as far as me, you know, it's not going to happen. So
Right.
this is something that needs to be, you know, discussed off the bat, you know, so that they know what to expect. You know what I mean? Yeah. And her reply to me was, "Oh, yeah, but I like to go to the United States, you know, to better myself, to get ahead." I get all of that, but you have no idea. See, they looking. Say it, Maxine Clark. Say it loud. Yeah, you know, you know, I get all of that. I totally get it from their standpoint. They want to come to the United States for a better opportunity. Who wouldn't? You know, being in their position.
Right.
You understand? I totally get that. However, at this point in time, the way the life is here in the States, it's not what it was back in the
It's
90s. Coming
not.
here in the States,
It's
it's not. They
not.
don't see. They have no idea. They are
No.
totally oblivious to it. You
Right.
understand? And I have, and that's something that I want to get back to you guys about too. I don't want to go out of topic, but
Mhm.
you know, they have no idea. You know how
Right.
hard it is. You know, and telling them, listen, for one, you have to learn the language. You have to learn the language. If you don't speak English here in the United States, what kind of opportunities you think you're going to get? You know, starting out. You know, you have to start from the bottom.
Right.
You know,
Right. Unless you
and
have some
and
type of connections.
right, right. It's not what you know, it's who you know. That too. It's all of that, you know. So and this is something that needs to be conveyed to them so that they really understand. You know what I mean? That they really
Right.
understand. You know, and a lot. I think that if a lot of a lot of women and men express that to these potential mates, you know, it would alleviate, you know, all of that. You know what I mean?
You
It,
know
it
what?
definitely would. Yeah.
I did that with my soon to be ex, and he didn't believe me because he had somebody in New York telling him how much money he could make if he was in New York. But I'm telling him it's not like that.
Uh,
They're not telling him. I don't
mhm.
believe that they're telling him like the good, bad, and the ugly. I think they're just telling him that, oh, you can make. X amount of money an hour, and of course it's tickling his ear. I want to go to New York. You don't know
Right.
what the conditions are. You're coming from. I'm not. I know there's a lot of Dominicans in New York, but for someone who has never been to the States and you're a grown man or grown woman and you're going from that hot climate to a cold climate, it's not an easy transition.
It's
And you're
really
thinking,
not.
and you're thinking about the money aspect of it. Are you going to be able to survive?
Hmm.
Because other Dominicans could survive in the cold doesn't mean that you can.
Right. Right. It's a lot of that, and I'm coming from somebody like myself who makes six figures a year. Okay, telling my mate that I have no intentions on bringing them here to the states.
Right.
If I'm telling you that, okay, that should let you know. I can't even afford to. I live in Brooklyn. I can't even afford to buy a multi-family unit. I'm so priced out, even at six figures. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's hard out here in these streets, and this is why I tell brothers, yo, let these females know where you coming from off the bat, especially if you the type of man that's looking for something serious. I'm talking about my brothers
Right.
that's looking for something serious. You know what I mean? If you looking for a woman and you want to be with this woman, and you have to know what it is. Like I got a brother that that reaches out to me, because he's dating a female and in DR, and his situation is different. You know what I'm saying? And I told him, I said, bro, he really loves the girl, and the girl could from what I see, she's a decent woman, and she really wants to come here. But at the same time, are you prepared? You know what I mean? Are you prepared? I tell brothers, are you prepared to have your spouse come here to the states, because you're solely responsible for your spouse when they come here. Times get hard. You have to sign a waiver stating that you are responsible for your mate, and you cannot sign up for social services, and you can't do
Right.
that. You will get denied for that. You have to
But
make a
yeah,
certain amount of you have to make a certain amount of
a
money
lot
a
of money.
year. I think it's
Well,
what 40,000. What is it? 40,000 a year,
I think so, but well, this
and
person was
that's
not Dominican, but sometimes they might. This is how I feel like my person would have did me. He would have done me is that he would have came to the United States and left, but he would
hmm.
have been getting money from out of my paycheck just because we're married and the 10-year thing. So that's nothing for him to worry about. He can try to survive here if he wanted to, because I know that there's people who pay to get married and come here, and there's people who would be like, "Yo, as soon as I get there, I'm out." I have a friend, her boyfriend did the same thing. He's with another
Uh
woman
huh.
right now, not with her.
Uh huh. Let me see. I'm looking at some of these this chat message. Crazy world. What's going on, bro? Ronnie Two Harry. Maxine Clark, y'all welcome to the chat. Be sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe, guys. So Crazy World says here, uh, I have a friend who is here in Maryland for the who is here in Maryland for the Dominican Republic. She's been here for a year, and now she says it's hard here. Hold on, it disappeared quick. Okay, she says it's hard here. She's working hard and complains her check is little. Yeah,
Right? Yeah.
it's like that. It's like that all over the
It
states,
is.
all over. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's not easy. It's not easy living here in all major cities. All major cities, it's like really impossible to live. And on top of it, I don't know what city you guys are from, but here in New York, they got all these migrants coming in. It's a
Yeah.
housing crisis already here in New York City. They're building up
Right.
all these low income, I mean, all these high rises, right? And then here in New
Right.
York City, we have these lotteries where you have to apply for these lottery apartments, and it's kind of based on your income. Now here it is. I work for the city. 10% of those apartments are supposed to go to municipal workers, which is city workers, right?
Mhm.
10%. I had applied for one. I got approved. I got qualified, I should say.
Wow.
Qualified. Once I submitted all my documents, they told me that I made too much money. I couldn't even qualify. I made too much money. By
It's always something.
this month, you make $1 over, you become disqualified. So this is how you get
Wow.
priced out. You know what I mean? But yeah, but going back to relocating, to DR. Now explain to what would you do different, now that you were back here in the states. Now, and well, let me ask you a question. When you first planned going to the DR, like what was your planning strategies? What did you do to plan when you initially, said, okay, you know what, I'm gonna decide to that's it, I'm out of here, I'm moving to DR. Like, how did you plan it? What did you go about planning?
Well, the last time I was in DR, and well, before I started renting there, I
Hmm.
met a person who introduced me to a realtor, and I still talk to a realtor to this day. And from there, we
Uh-huh.
just had a conversation. We had a nice conversation, and we discussed what I needed to do, what I was looking for, and whatnot. And then I was like, okay, we made time that when she would be in DR because she lives in Florida, and then I'll be in DR. And then I went down there
Hmm.
and I started looking for a place. She had some places in mind. But then when I came back,
Okay.
I wasn't planning on going there. It's like, I'm just going to stay here and work. And I let my ex, soon to be ex, take control of looking for a place. And so he did. So her
Wow.
partners down there, they were discussing everything and left me and her out. Her partners didn't speak English. She did, of course. But the place that he found, and he gave me video of it, it looked nice. But when I got there, it was not nice and it was way overpriced. Way overpriced.
Overpriced. So how much was the apartment, if you don't mind me asking? How much was it?
The rent was 800 a month.
Shit.
Right.
That's a lot in DR.
It is.
That's that is that yeah, that's and see, I this is why I tell people, if there's so many different parts of Dominican Republic where you can move to where the rent is relatively inexpensive. You just have to shop around. Now, if you're looking to move in like the tourist areas, you're gonna pay more. You're definitely gonna pay more. One of
Right.
the places where I tell you where the cheapest one of the cheapest places to move, where you're gonna pay cheap rent, is in Santiago. This is
Oh, yeah.
Santiago. However, the Santiago is very inexpensive. However, you just have to be careful living out there in Santiago, only because it's a Dominican city. I mean, it's mainly Dominicans that live there. It's not
Oh,
really. I
excellent.
mean, now you're finding
Yeah.
it. Most there are tourist people that live there, but the tourist people that live there and have properties there, they have been traveling the DR for a long time. You know what I mean? So they're kind
Yeah.
of familiarized with Dominican Republic. But most people who just go to DR for the first time, they're not diverted to Santiago. They have no idea, about Santiago. You know what I mean? So, but it is, you can find apartments for rather for sale or for rent, very,
Very
very,
true.
very
Yeah.
reasonable
I had a friend
prices.
out.
But
Yeah, I had a friend out there. She had a two bedroom, two bath. I think she had two bath, but she still paid $300 a month for her place in Santiago.
uh-huh. Hey, cuz, so proud of you. Love you always. What's going on, cuz? But yeah, I think that, for people who are trying to make that transition, it's all about planning. It's definitely all about planning. Like, I'm right now setting my ducks in a row, in terms of that. Because once my house is finished, I don't have a mortgage. Most of every all of that I've done is pretty much out of pocket. And I told most of my viewers, I only borrowed $15,000 from the bank as a
Okay.
start, to help with the startup
Right.
cost. But everything else now, is out of pocket. Yeah, I do have some debt here, but I done already consolidated all of that debt so that
Um,
I will only have DR. However, I won't have a mortgage. The only thing that I'll be responsible for is paying my utilities and paying, all of that. You know what I mean?
right.
So I could live comfortable, with paying. Okay, I think the debt here, I done got it down to where I'm paying like $500 a month. You know
That's
what I
pretty
mean?
good. Yeah.
Over the next 5 years. So 2026 is I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? So, and I done already started that. So I got two more years to go. when I'm DR paying off that debt. You know what I mean? But at that point,
Right.
like I said, I'll be good, and that's how you plan. That's how you plan. And I tell people, you have to plan strategically. If you are in a situation to where is you trying to like, damn, how am I going to figure this out? You know, and you got credit card bills up the ass and all
Mm,
that.
yeah.
Reconsolidate everything. They'll lower your interest rates to whereas you can save that extra money, and that's how I was able to do it. I was paying damn
Yeah.
near almost. Oh, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm embarrassed to say it, but I was paying almost $1,100 a month in between credit cards and
Ooh.
yeah, yeah,
Oh
credit
wow.
cards. So I didn't manage to get that 1100 down to $500 a month. So that extra 500 that I got, I'm using that for my house, to finish up doing what I need to do. And then once I'm done doing that, I use that extra money to finish off paying the debt off. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
that's just my plan. But for people who are looking to move down there full time, or whether you're looking to rent or whether you're looking to rent or buy, I always say buy. You can never go wrong. Okay, Kyle
I would say
says, I'm
bye
sorry,
too.
Malcolm.
I would never rent again, but
Uh
until
huh.
my divorce is finalized, I cannot buy because he's not getting half of nothing.
Carl Hardy says, how much would? Hold on, these. I'm on my phone, so these chats go by so quick. How much money would you need monthly to retire in the Dominican Republic? That's a good question. So I don't know already, looked at how it's all about your lifestyle. You
Yeah,
have
that's
to
what I was
think about
thinking.
that.
Yeah.
It's all about your lifestyle. For me, um, I won't have a mortgage, so I can live comfortable off of $1,500 a month. You know what I
Right.
mean? Without a mortgage, the only thing I'm responsible for paying is my
Like his
utilities.
bills. Yeah. And
Yeah,
food.
yeah,
I
and
mean, if
living
you,
up in the and then
I
living
mean,
up in the compo. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
okay, I'm saying if you buy your place and you have a little bit of land, you can
Uh huh.
grow you can grow so much in your yard. You go
And
to the grocery store. So
that's
for
that's
the
what I
little
was
things, but
that's
the
what I was
major
getting
things,
at. Hmm.
yeah, like hey, we're thinking alike.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
getting at. Like, living up in the compo, I plan on having chickens, and I'm not going far with the cows and all that. But
oh
it's
no,
I don't have a big enough property. I don't have big enough property for cows. But whatever I can grow in up there in the compo, I will be
right,
growing. You know what I mean? Living off the land. That's that's
right,
that's the most important thing. This is one of the reasons why I invested out there. You're living here in a box. I can't do any of that. I have no land space. I have nothing.
right,
Soursap trees, all these medicinal medicines and stuff like that. Because
right.
that's a whole other topic we can talk about in terms of
I
how America's
know.
killing
I
us. Because
know.
people
Oh
like
yeah.
people like, oh no, it's just a conspiracy theory. Hell no, it's not a
No, it's
conspiracy theory.
not. It's not.
It's
There's a
not a
difference in
conspiracy
taste.
theory.
There's
This
difference
system
in
is
taste.
killing. Yeah, it's a great opportunity here, but in terms of our health, America's killing us, and that's just bottom line. But
Yeah.
that's the reason why I invested in DR to be able to live off the land and grow the things that I can grow. You know what I mean? There's so many things that the body is naturally designed to heal itself. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's what we put in our bodies. It's processed food, the air we breathe. All these things are
Right.
being contaminated. Pesticides. There was back in the 80s, growing up in the 80s. There
Yeah.
was no
Think
such
about
thing as
that.
organic. Organic. There was no such thing as
No.
organic in the 80s. No. So
Actresses and actors and how small they were compared to what they're now because
yeah,
they
and
had they had
even
the healthier food back then.
Exactly. Even the effect, like all these illnesses and stuff that people are having, like
Right.
even autism. I think that
Right.
has been that's contributing to the food and stuff like that. Yeah,
Right.
all of that
Mm.
is contributes to it. It definitely does because I mean, look in DR. The autism rate in DR in comparison to here in the states. It's not a lot of you know I don't really come across a lot of autistic. people in DR than I do here in New York.
I haven't.
You
I
know,
haven't at
there's a
all.
lot of autistic people here in New York. Yeah, but you know, it's just the way of life. I feel when I'm in DR, I feel at home.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
I feel at ease. You know what I'm saying? People, and you know, a question people ask me: why did you choose DR out of why didn't I choose like an African nation or? And I'll be honest with you, if Africa was close, the way I can access me, you know, if I,
Yeah.
you know, and I think those are the things that I think of. You know,
Right.
I would even Haiti. If Haiti was safe, you know, I would have invested in Haiti because there's
Right.
beautiful parts of Haiti. I have a lot of Haitian friends that that are afraid to even go back home only because it's not safe there. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and I've been to Trinidad, I've been to Tobago, I've been to Cayman Islands, I've been to Honduras, I've been to Belize, I've been to Japan, I've been to Thailand. You know, so I've been to Mexico. You know, so I have traveled. I have definitely traveled, and out of all the places that I have traveled, you know, outside of Thailand, because I love Thailand. I mean, Thailand is just it's just an experience. It was just an epic experience for me. I tell people like that's the only words to describe Thailand. But yeah, DR. I just you know, between traveling in the Caribbean, I felt like I've been in Jamaica too. Sorry, but
Yeah.
you know, traveling in the Caribbean, DR was just I felt like home to me. You know what I mean?
I felt the
And
same
it's
way.
funny because your experience and we kind of have the same experience. Like when I went to DR that year, it was 2016, I believe. I had just came back flying to TNT to Trinidad and Tobago, and the only reason why I flew to Tobago is because you know, I have Trinidadian descent. My grandfather's Trinidadian, so I kind of went there with the intent on trying to trace my roots because my grandfather migrated to this country very, very young, and he died in, you know, when before I was born, and he died in like the 70s, you know. But I found the census on him in there. But anyway, I went down there. I had a great experience traveling to Tobago because initially I was going to spend majority of my time in Trinidad. I had a friend that got deported to that I went to school with that got deported down there. So I was like, yo, I was amped, you know, I was excited about going down there. And this Trinidadian woman that I worked with, I was telling her, yo, I'm going to Trinidad, and she's like, you're going to Trinidad? Like she started inquiring now. Now she's really trying to figure out like what's going on. Like, who do you know in Trinidad? I said, well, I told her I got a friend. You know, I kept it real. I said he got deported. She was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. How long has it been since you known him? I said, was you seen him? I said, well, it's been a while. We went to high school together. She was like, Jay, people change. Don't do it. You know, mind you, at that time, I done booked the flight, all of that at this point.
Hmm.
She said, don't do it. She advised me, highly advised me not to do it. She was like, let me see his pictures. So she's looking at his friends, and she said, nah, they look like they up to no good. She
Oh
said they
wow.
look like she got me scared now. So I said, oh fuck, man. I'm like, damn. You know, she said, well, look, you don't gotta cancel your flight. Um, Tobago's right there. You get to DR, you get to Trinidad. You're going to take another flight to Tobago, which was 15 minutes. 15-minute flight. A small jet takes you
Nice.
because it's the same. Yeah. So I flew right into Tobago, and I spent my 7 days there. Tobago is nice too, guys. Awesome, nice experience. Very, very nice. I mean, traveling there solo, I felt comfortable. I felt safe. Traveling with the locals and stuff, they took good care of me. Took good care of me. That was a nice experience as well. But after that Tobago experience, I had some more time, and I was like, I had nobody to go with me to DR. I always wanted to go to DR. My cousin was traveling to
Mhm.
DR from the 90s, you know, and he used to always say, you know, a lot of good things about DR. So I said, you know what, fuck it. I found a good, inexpensive trip. I went to
Mhm.
DR, and I met this girl at a resort,
That's what they're there
like
for.
you. Same experience. You know, met a girl at a resort.
Hmm.
The same day, and she took me out, gave me the whole DR experience.
Oh, beautiful.
You know, talking about the whole experience. So
I got you.
I went. I mean, Cabadete, I'm in Sosua, I'm in Maimon. I spent more majority of my time outside of the resort. I'm like, yo, I got to go back and enjoy the
Mhm.
resort. I just spent my money.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm enjoying. But I had a really good time. So it led me back to months later. I found myself back there. So that's kind of, and then that ended up into a 2 year
Oh
relationship.
wow.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Yeah, I dated this woman for 2 years. And at that time, like that's why I said I'm experienced. I could tell people, from my experience, like what I would do different. Now it's like, for one, being with her, I don't regret anything because I wouldn't be this far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You
I
needed
wouldn't be this far.
experience.
Yeah, so I have gained something out
You
of the
did it.
relationship.
Right.
It has
Right.
caused me to own property there. It has
Right.
caused me
Learn.
to have a YouTube channel to vlog and
Right.
give people my experiences. So I have benefited from it. You know what I
All
mean?
right. Yeah.
It was a great experience. Aside of her pulling that bullshit with I don't know if you've seen the video, but for those of you who don't know, guys got to check that out because I don't feel like repeat myself all over again. But
Mm.
I just learning from that experience, it has taught me how to be now moving forward in terms of dealing with women in DR. And I know
Right.
now it's no such thing as dating. There's no such thing as dating because they're already looking for a handout. And if you can't do for them
Yeah.
the way they want you to do for them, where do
You
you
get
think they're
somebody.
gonna get the money from? They,
Get somewhere else.
where you think they're gonna get the, they, so, and these are the things that you have to think of in the back of your head.
Yes.
I have a friend that's dating one right now. Okay. And I told him straight up, I said, bro, she strikes me as the choppy choppy type.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know what choppy choppy is, it's choppy. It's a gold digger. She strikes me, especially in America, heavy. Facts. Yeah.
Mm.
Especially in America. She's a choppy choppy type. This girl gonna tell this man. Um, they're gonna tell this man. Uh, Now she's got two kids. It's her and her two kids. She's got a daughter, I believe, is like 5, and then she's got a 2 month year old. Right. She
Right.
gonna tell this man that and she gonna tell him that it's gonna cost her about $1,500 to maintain the apartment, the kids, the school, and all
No.
that stuff.
No.
And I told him, I said, bro, you tell her maintained it before you met her. How was
Right.
she able to come up with that $1,500 a month?
Right.
Now it's not like she now from the looks of it, she looks like she's living in a nice apartment. So how the fuck are you getting this money? How are you getting that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I told him these are the things that you need to be questioning. How are you getting this money? And the only reason why I know these things is because I was talking to the sister. You see what I'm
Oh
saying?
wow.
He's
Yeah.
talking to, yeah. So we're sharing notes now with the two. We're sharing notes with these girls. So she gonna tell him, oh, my father's helping me. The fuck your father is, sweetheart. He's not helping you because your father's
Mm.
poor. From the looks of it, and you see the thing about it is my friend doesn't see what I see only because he works a lot. So I have a little bit more downtime. You know what I'm saying? We do this. We work in the
Yeah.
same place, but I have a little bit more downtime to talk, to kind of converse with the girl, to kind of see what's going on.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? And from the looks of it, from the girl that I was talking to, when you see tin roofs and shit like that, they're poor. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
The
I
house,
know.
very, very poor. The
Right.
father side, grandmother, very, very poor. So when he told me, oh, well, my girl, her apartment looks nice. She's got a nice setup. And I was like, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. How is she maintaining herself? You know what I'm saying? Now, yeah, $1,500, that is possible. You know what I'm saying? To that is $1,500 for a female with
Yeah.
two
But they
kids.
they like to take care of the
It
whole entire family. It's not them and the kids. It's
exactly,
the
and
mama,
I'm
the sister, the
glad you
brother.
said
It's
that. Thank
everybody.
you, thank you, thank
Everybody. 'Cause
you, thank you
I
for
had
saying
my
that.
my well my ex's brother walked in because he
Uh
let to leave
huh.
the door open, so he parked his bike, walked in, and went straight to my ex and asked him for money. And I didn't
Uh
put two
huh.
and two together until I realized what where my money was going. Then it just dawned on me like, oh, he's probably asking because he probably gives him money as well as the other family members. So why would you ask
Mhm.
somebody with no money? Y'all work at the same place, make the same amount of money. Why you ask somebody who makes the same amount of that you make? Why you asking him for money?
Mhm. Right.
Yeah,
And
so
that's that. You know, I'm glad you said that because I find that happening a lot. Majority of these women live with their families. They all live together. So
yeah,
you best believe when you are providing for them, you're providing
yeah, the
for
whole
not just
family,
them, but the whole family. You're providing for the whole family. So
everybody.
y'all need to keep that in mind. You need to keep that in mind. And that was one of the things that one of the things that in terms of me, look, because I've been doing this. I know, brothers and sisters. I know. Like I don't want a woman that lives in Puerto Plata at all. And this is why I found, I found that girl, in Rio San Juan, which is 45 minutes away from where I live. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather finding somebody that's outside of the tourist areas. You know what I mean? Once
Yeah,
women have access to gringos, this is where
yes,
you have a problem.
that is
This
a
is this is when
problem.
you have, yeah, you have a major problem. When you are not to say, like I said, guys, I please, I don't want to catch backlash from a lot of people, but there's a lot of good DR women as much as there's a lot of good bad ones. So you
Right.
just have to be very very. I'm talking about extremely careful,
Yes,
careful.
but what a lot of people don't know, and what's one thing that should have been a red flag for me is the fact that my ex told me that if the company found out that we had exchanged numbers or that we were seeing each other, he would have been arrested. It's in their contract to not engage
Uh huh.
in any type of romantic thing.
Uh huh.
Yes, at the resorts.
Yeah, because it leaves a bad rap on on the resort. People start writing reviews. Oh, don't go there. They hustle people, and so that's why it's in that clause
Yeah.
that from my experience now, I'm like, damn. I'm 43 years old. I give myself 2 year maximum by 2026. If not sooner. I expect to be down there full time.
Right.
Now, and that gives me time to really move around and see what's out there. You know what I mean? And
Right.
stepping outside the box. It's versus because I've traveled. I'm different from a lot of brothers because when I travel to DR, I'm not just was stuck to one particular part, like Sosua and Puerto Plata. I
Right.
move around. I move around. I've been to Samana. I've been to Samana, Santo Domingo, Bani, San Francisco de Marquette, uh, where else? La Romana, La Presa. What's that place? It's where I just recently went there. The river is beautiful out there. Um, it's La Presa, La Presa, La Presa. I've been to Sabaneta. So I have traveled around. And that's what I tell people. Travel
Yeah.
around once especially if you are out there for
You
two
need
weeks
to.
at a time,
Yeah,
3 weeks.
you
There's
need
no there's no reason.
You need
Been
to.
out there in Luperon,
Right.
which is beautiful out there in Luperon. Santiago, of course, and then there's another beach that's out there going towards. It's beautiful. I didn't get a chance to take the boat over to the small island, but I forget the name of that place, man. And I wanted to go. I got it's on my bucket list to get out there because it's beautiful out there, man.
Yeah.
But you just have to travel around and see what else is out there, opposed to just being stuck in Sosua and Cabarete. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's just
I'm not a
my
stickler.
advice.
Right. I'm not a
And I think the
stickler
Punta
for
Cana too.
Yeah, I'm not stickler
And
for going to one place. I've been to different
uh-huh.
places. I like I told him, it's like when I'm coming down there, but I want to go somewhere else. So we didn't
Hmm.
take the
Right.
some type of transportation to another part of the island because I didn't want to
Uh-huh.
stay in one place. I said if I want to learn something, I
Yeah.
want to learn, and you can't learn everything by staying in one place.
You can't. You can't. It's just so much to see. There's a lot to see out there, man. And different cultures, you know what I'm saying? Different cultures.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I want to go to Banal, and that's another thing I want to tell people. Like, don't get discouraged when people say, "Oh, DR is getting expensive." Yeah, it is getting expensive, but there are other parts of DR where it's very inexpensive. You know what I mean?
and those are
Houses
the
and
place.
and,
Yeah,
and
those are
stuff.
the
But
places
but
that people
what
don't
I
talk
will tell
about.
you is, yeah, are you willing to sacrifice living 45 minutes from a major city, 2 or
Right,
3 hours from a major city? These are the
right.
things that you have to ask yourself, because I had a viewer of mine who recently just reached out to me, and he's about to buy. He asked me my advice, and I told him, bro, go for it. It's a good price. This lady's selling a 2 bedroom house. I forget the name of the city. It's a small city. I think it's near like Katui or one of those spots, but she wants 13,000 for it.
What?
I said, yeah,
Don't
she
go on
want,
that.
yes. It had a nice piece of property. I said, he sent me a video of it. He sent me the pictures, and I told him, I said, to rehab that, you're probably looking at no more than thirty thousand
It's
dollars
not
to
bad.
rehab it. You know, so once it's all said and done, you only spent $40,000 for the whole piece of
Right.
property. You know what I mean? And it's nice. It's nice. You can't go wrong. That's one thing, you can't go wrong with a brick house. You
Oh
can't go
no,
wrong.
no.
You know what I
Mm-mm.
mean? You can't go wrong. Even if it's, I mean, it was very old, but he know what I said when I told him it'll probably cost him no more than 30. He said, Jay, you absolutely right. My brother's a contractor. He does contracting out in Santo Domingo, and he told me the same thing. He said probably about 25, to rehab the whole thing. So, for those of you guys who are looking to invest and buy, you're gonna have to step outside of the tourist areas,
You
and
have
you might
to.
have to sacrifice living, 2 or 3 hours from a major city. You know what I mean? In
Right,
order to get something relatively inexpensive. But there
right,
is there is stuff out there. There's definitely stuff out there. And that's my goal. Like once I'm down there full time, that
right,
will be my job. It'll be my job to move around, and
right,
driving to different smaller cities and finding inexpensive properties for
right. That's what I
people
was
who
thinking.
are looking
Investments.
to, yeah, that don't
People.
have that don't have the means or the resources or the groundwork, the time, because it takes time to do that. You know what I mean? To
Yeah, it does.
And that's how I tell people, that's how I got this far. It's a lot of time, a lot of getting screwed over, but would I do it all over again? Well, what I know now, and the people and the resources that I have, oh hell yeah, with my eyes
Mhm.
closed. You know what I'm
I
saying?
wouldn't get married again.
You wouldn't get and yo, and that's
No,
another thing.
I would not
One
make.
of
I
my
would not.
Dominican, one of my Dominican friends told me that, bro. He told me that. He said, Jay, don't ever get married.
I mean, not in
In
that
Dominican
sense.
Republic. He told me don't marry in Dominican Republic, and I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, because and I understand it. It kind of scares you, you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna let that deter me, from because that's ultimately something that I want. You know what I mean? My parents were
Mm.
married. Even though it didn't work out, my parent that's something that I've never experienced. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Um,
I get that
but
from my
it
Dominican
does.
friends.
Uh-huh.
My Dominican
I
friends, they
mean,
say, nope, nope, don't
if it
ever.
if it if it gets if it gets to the point to whereas I have a baby with a Dominican woman, and we just co-parent, I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? Regardless of what, I'm gonna take care of mine. I'm gonna make sure my
Hey,
family's
Jada,
good.
you got a question from the Nobody 92. Oh,
Hold
I,
on.
I, I kicked out my ex, and
Okay.
he's living at the
All
Grand
right.
Floridian Hotel.
Let me just read some of these comments. Um, Hold on here. Okay, so starting with Kyle Hardy, I'm planning to relocate in about 4 years. Not trying to get in a relationship until I have boots completely on the ground.
Right.
Smart man,
That's
smart
smart.
man,
Smart.
smart man. Yeah, because it's just it alleviates all the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Kyle Hardy, it alleviates all the bullshit. And my thing is, I wanted to start having a family now. You know what I'm saying? Like, but and that's another thing. I moving down there, I'm not ruling out and I'm not limiting myself to somebody younger than me, and that's why um mind, body, and soul, exercise and dieting. And I tell brothers
Mhm.
that you want to date these young chicks,
You gotta keep up.
bro, you got to keep yourself up. Don't no young girl want a fat, sloppy, out of shape man. Let's just keep it real.
Right.
Let's just keep it real. We just keeping it real. And I'm not doing it for no female. I'm doing it because I want to be healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I'm focused now when it comes to I haven't really been posting much on the but whether y'all believe it or not, I've been hitting that gym 4 to 5 days a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I ultimately want to be healthy. If I'm going to be an older father, I want to be physically active with my kids.
Right.
I want to be able to
You
play
do.
basketball, be able to play volleyball, be able to engage in all kinds of activities with my kids. You
Of
know what I'm
course.
saying? All of that shit counts. It matters. It matters to me. And
Right.
it goes back to what I said before. What's the point of investing in DR and you find yourself back in the States because of health problems? Shit that you
Right.
could have avoided only if you took your ass to the gym and ate, eat right. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. You
that's
got.
that's that's just how I feel.
It's like it's about starting a healthy habit before you even get there.
Uh huh. I'm getting back to some of these comments. Nobody 92. Overall, jobs don't want their employees fraternizing. I came late to the chat. J Day, you can ask the girl what happened to the man who she got married with. That where is he with now? All right. So I mean, if she's
I don't know.
you know,
I
that's
don't know
that's on
if he
her.
heard me. He works at
Hold
the
on, I just
Grand
got one more.
Palladium Hotel and Resort in Punta Cana.
Hold on. We are in the area now getting married. Is
Oh, the sound went off.
Yeah, we're in the era. Yeah, it's unfortunate, guys. And I have told myself, honestly, guys, like I have a child by a Dominican woman, parent. No, with me. No,
Oh
absolutely not.
man.
My child can live with me, but you can't. No, I'm serious because you're not gonna take me for all of what I got. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's just
Yeah.
not gonna happen. It's not
That's
gonna happen.
that's a
I got
crazy
too much.
thing.
And,
Right.
it's no different. It's no different from here. It's no different from here. When a woman sees a man, oh man, I'm
Your
frozen
video
up.
off. Yeah.
And that happened before. Uh, um, let me see. Yeah, it happened before. The last live I did, it happened before.
Uh oh.
I'm gonna have to start doing my lives on my laptop. But it goes back to what I said. When a woman sees, it's no different from here. When a woman sees a man that is of a certain a stature, okay, meaning he's got a good job, nice car, he's got something go. You automatically become a target. You understand? You automatically become a target.
Oh
You
yeah.
I'm not gonna say all women, but you have a lot of women that prey on those kind of men. You know what I
Same
mean?
here. Same
Trying
here in the
trying to
States.
get them, yeah, trying to get them trapped with a child, and then
Oh
you're
yeah.
stuck with an 18-year-old. You're stuck paying child support for the next 18 years. You understand
Right.
what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's the same. I feel like this. If I'm gonna get sucked, I'd rather get sucked out with a woman having to be very rather than here. It's cheaper. Ah, it's,
Right. You know
that's
what
just
my
my man. That's just
my
my mentality of it. If I get
yeah.
a woman pregnant in Dominican Republic and it doesn't work out, it costs me cheaper to have to pay child support out there rather than have to do it here in the United
Right.
States.
Right.
And at least shit. You don't pay child support in the United States. You lose your fucking license. You can't fly. It's so many things that happen. Not to say that I'm the type of man that's not going to pay for my child, but
but
you
it's showing
know,
the difference, the
it's
contrast.
a big difference.
It
It's a
is.
major
It is. And
major, and
yeah,
that's why I said,
my ex wanted me to
uh
get pregnant, and I'm glad that I never happened.
huh.
So glad.
So that's my thing, guys. Y'all gotta you got to count the cost. You have to really. Oh, and I think about that. Shit. What if it doesn't work out? Oh well. Well, if it don't work out, I got two beautiful kids out of it. Kids can stay with me. I got a 5 bedroom home, plenty of room.
Right.
I'm just scared to bring a woman into my home. I really am. I think about that shit. It haunts me at night. Sometimes I get nightmares thinking about it. Now I'm just
Right.
messing with you,
Uh,
but
but
I'm
my
serious. I'm
I've had so
serious
many.
though.
I've had friends tell me, do not date a man in Dominican Republic anymore because they want visas. So if you just date a Dominican here or a Latino. I don't care if he doesn't have to be Dominican. Just date one here in the United States because at least you know. But for me, it's a lot. That's a lot because
Yeah,
it's so
listen,
much
and that's and
negativity. There's so much negativity towards Dominicans. Period.
it
It's
it, it,
and
it is it is. But you know what? I don't, and I love my Dominicanos. I do. I find it that I get more. I get it's even though I've been around a lot of Dominican, I've been around more Puerto Ricans than Dominicans. And I'm not, and I tell my Puerto Rican friends get mad, but I've been to Puerto Rico, I've been to PR, and I find it that the Puerto Ricans are more bougie. They more fucking bougie to me. You know what I'm
oh
saying?
well,
I
yeah.
tried to speak Spanish to one of them, and she was like, "I speak English." I was just like, "Oh, okay, well, damn."
I hate
I'm
that.
just trying to
See,
embrace the.
yeah,
I'm just trying to embrace the culture
embrace
a
the
little
culture,
bit. You know what
right?
I mean?
Because
Like, and you get.
The Dominicans with me, especially people I work with, they'll speak Spanish to me.
Yeah,
I'm speak Spanish to them
yeah. They
back.
just.
They don't. Yeah, I like that though. You helping me. They know you helping me speak Spanish, so we
Mhm.
go back and forth speaking Spanish to each other. Which I'm like, now, hey, I got my practice in for today.
Exactly. And then when they talk about the whole racism and all of that, I've never
Oh man,
experienced
colorist.
racism in DR. And I promise you, if they done it behind my back, if they called it behind, I've never seen it like in your face. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Right,
and most times, like I hang out with the locals. You know what I'm saying? I do. My best friend is a local out there. My DR best, and so they like, especially the fellas, like they love rap music. They love American. Well, there's no such thing as American culture, but they love they just in love like the hip hop culture and stuff like
hip
that.
hop
You know what I
culture. Right,
mean? And
right,
they embrace it. They really do. I see it a lot. But I find it a big difference. And when I seen that going to PR, I'm like, damn, now I see why there's this big conflict between the Dominicans and the Puerto Ricans. I find it that the Dominicans are a little bit more down to earth. That's just my
right.
experience from traveling to DR and Puerto Rico. I'm not talking about the Dominicans and the Puerto Ricans here. Okay, I want to be clear. I want to be very
It's a
clear
big
on that.
difference. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
there's a difference. Yeah, it's not the same.
um, but for those of you guys just planning to make that transition to DR, my advice to you guys is just plan, do it the right way. Do it the right way. You don't want to
Ask
find yourself
questions,
back where you left off. You don't want to find yourself back
do
where
your
you came from.
research.
You do all
Yeah,
your research. You figure out. I can't like the one of the viewers asked me. How much does it cost? I'm only basing it off of me. And my lifestyle.
right,
I'm not one of those people that needs to be out in the bars and shit every weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like
right,
I don't. When I'm living out there full time, I'm gonna be traveling to other countries. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm not
because I'm
going
a
to
big traveler myself. Yeah,
once I got myself Dominicanized, guys,
yeah.
I plan on traveling to other countries and vlogging and
Right.
showing other parts of the world. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
me.
DR is
That's
it's
me.
going to be my headquarters. Of course,
All
it's
right.
going to be my headquarters, but I have plans to travel outside of just that. You know what I mean? So you just have to figure out what it is that you want to do, and not just that, what can you contribute to DR. You got to also have that mentality. You're coming into a country where there's a lot of poor people, so you have to be able to contribute something as well. You know what
Right.
I mean? Me
Especially like
living in
people who
Yeah,
want to
me.
hire a Dominican, don't give them
Uh-huh.
Dominican price. Give them as close as you can to an American price. If you would pay
Exactly.
$300 for somebody to clean your house, give the person 150. Come on, let's be real.
Right. Like me, okay, my biggest one of the biggest questions I get, guys, is that J Day, are you afraid living in the campo with amongst the people? And I'm
No,
like, no,
no.
no,
They're
I'm
the
not. And
coolest
you know
people
why
you
I'm
ever
not?
meet. They're
Because
the coolest.
I'm an asset to my community. That's why I'm
Right,
not. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and it goes back to what I said. What are you contributing? What are you contributing?
right.
The community that I live in, I'm all about the kids. I'm all about education. You know what I'm saying? So every year, I just shipped out, for my build. I did it for my builder because my builder, he does a lot of he does a
And
lot,
charity.
a lot of donating to the, and I'm big on that. So we plan on teaming up next year. This year was a little bit too late for me, but next year for sure, I'm definitely going to do it for my community, the children in my community, donating school supplies. Miss Sharonda does it. Coach John does it. And I'm going to be doing it too. Because I see it's a need for that in my community. There's a school in my community, so I will be supplying school books, pencils, pens, and all that stuff to the community. So once you become an asset to the community, you become protected. People look out for you. You know what I mean? So
Right,
that's important. It's very important. And as I said, planning the right way. You plan on moving out there. What source of income are you gonna have coming in? For those people who talk
oh
about,
yeah.
I want to become a YouTuber. Let me tell you something.
It's
That
not
it
that
takes.
easy.
It's not that easy. Becoming a YouTuber. I'm not even getting paid yet. You know what I mean? Through YouTube, I've been doing this for about 2 years now. It's a
Right.
job within itself. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yes, it is.
Yeah, if you're gonna be vlogging, you gotta be vlogging full time. For me, unfortunately, my lifestyle doesn't allow me to vlog full time because I'm working a full time job. I'm running the e-commerce business. I'm doing this YouTube shit. I'm building a house. You know what I mean? So
Oh
I
yeah.
got a lot. I got a lot going on. You know what I mean? So it's not that easy. So if you are talking about becoming a YouTuber, you might need to rethink that. And if you are thinking about doing that, then you need to start gaining your fan base now and working on
Right,
that
right
now.
here in the US,
Doing
right.
that now while you're in the States before you get down there so that you already have a fan base. You know what I
Yeah, and I
mean?
did that
And
wrong. I wish I would have did that before I left for DR.
uh-huh,
I wish I would have had started my channel. I wish I had started my channel when I first started regularly visiting DR. Because I have
uh-huh.
been to so many resorts in different places in DR, and I have I have no proof of it.
See, look at that. And
Right,
another thing is, guys, another thing you need to keep in mind, when thinking about becoming a YouTuber, um, you have to put out a lot of content. You
right,
have to really, really, really work. But one thing I will tell you, and I give shout outs to this YouTuber that I follow. Her name is Energy. She's a young lady who's traveled a lot. Somebody that I aspire. The things she has done, I aspire to do. Because she's well traveled. This young woman. But one thing she said in her vlog is that if it just clicked. What she said really clicked for me, and this is how it helped me to get this far. So I'm going to share with you guys. And she said that when it comes to doing a YouTube channel, in order to be successful in this, you have to do something that can really help people. You understand?
Yeah.
You cannot go wrong. You can never go wrong putting out informative information, things that can really help people. You know what I mean? Once you do that, you can become very successful. You know what I mean? And you know, for me, I'm thinking, I'm like, well, damn, what could I do? What could I do to really help people? And for me, I really just started out talking about. I never thought that it would be get this far with me. You know, I just was like, you know what? I'm looking for a builder. Let me just vlog about my experience trying to find a builder in DR. You know what I mean? And it was
Right.
everything that I've learned about was real. It's my experience. It's what I went through. You know what I mean? And um, when people look at all my videos, they will see it's a timeline that kind of adds up to that leads up to where I'm at now. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I've had a lot of viewers have seen where I started and seen where I'm at. You know what I mean? So it has it my experience has really helped people. You know what I mean? So, and I just want to share that with you. Find something that you could do to really help people, and you can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong. You can't go
Right.
wrong.
Sometimes it takes time to find because right now I'm in that process. I'm still reinventing myself and trying to figure out what's working. And one thing I've been looking at is my analytics and
Uh huh.
finding what people are watching the most. And then it's like, okay, I need to go back and do more of this. And
Uh
which
huh.
one of my things, like I know we're not going to talk about this today. We're going to talk about this in another live. Is my vegan cooking
Uh huh.
that has the
And
most views.
and you
I
know
love it.
something, and that's once I'm down there full time, like there's so many different business ventures that I want to dive into. Only
Right.
because there's a growing especially in the tourist areas. Now, if you're looking to move into like a remote part of DR where there's not too many tourists, then you kind of figure that out. You know what I mean? Those kind of
Mhm.
people, I'd say live off the grid all the way. You know what I mean? Live off the land. If
Right.
you live in those remote parts of DR, I would just do the whole off the grid kind of living. Sustainable living. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Um,
definitely. There's
yeah,
ways around
yeah.
around things.
Yeah, of
Except,
course, of
yeah,
course. It's just unfortunately in Dominican Republic, it's not what. Well, like I said, it's like that all over, man. But it's not what you know; it's who you know. You have to be connected.
you
You
have
gotta be
to.
you gotta be connected because if you're
You
not
have to.
connected, you're not going to get the kind of deals that you would get, as a local. You're just not. And
Yeah.
that even goes down to shopping at the well, what you would call they call there the farmers market. Like when I go to the farmers market, their farmers market, I never go there
Mhm.
by myself. I always go there with Shamo because I know better. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
I
they're hustlers down
yeah,
there.
they hustle you. They hustle you. So
Yeah.
you just gotta connect with somebody, who's a local, and it's a give and take. You take care of them, they take care of you, and that's just
Right.
how it works.
Right.
That's just how it works. But like I said, the whole YouTube thing. That's my advice on that. Planning, and if you're planning, you better make sure you have at least at least 2 or 3 years of savings. To live in Dominican
Right.
Republic.
Right.
If you're trying to figure things out, if you're not sure of, okay, I'm not sure what I want to do, but I got some money and I I want to move down there. You don't want to move down there looking for the best apartment. My advice is find something local, safe, you know what I mean? And live modest. Live if you're living amongst the local people, you gotta live modestly. You can't be going down there flashy, because all you're doing is drawing
So
attention to yourself. That's
even
all you would do.
right.
Yeah, that's
Even
all
when
you're
I was at
doing.
the Capitol, I was in the Capitol, and I was told to not even bring out my cell phone. So I wanted to do video, take a
Let
pictures.
me
Like, no,
let me tell
put your
you
cell
let me
phone on.
tell you something. Let me tell you my experience in the cat. I don't like Santo Domingo. I don't. I'm from New York City. It's just for me. It's like leaving one big city going to another.
It is.
And
It
my
is.
experience in Santo Domingo, we were in Zona Colonial, me and my girl at the time, okay? And we had met another couple out there they were from Chicago. And it was just so happened that the couple, he was black, and his wife was Dominican. So we ended up hanging out the whole time. We were there for the weekend. So we had met this guy that took us to a local that took us to this club, right?
Mhm.
And we get to the club, and when we get there, we invited it. Since he took us, he's like, "Yo, you want to come in?" We invited him in. So he said no, he didn't want to go in because the music was too loud. It was so loud,
Mhm.
my eardrums was about to bust. I had to leave out of
Wow.
there. We didn't stay too long. So make a long story short, we go to after the club, we go to this little cafe to get something to eat. And then our Airbnb, no, our hotel was like right across the street from the cafe. So him and his wife decided to get into the cab, the Uber, to get to go back to their hotel. Do you know the guy that took us to that spot? He tried to rob them. He
Oh
stuck his
wow.
hand. He stuck his hand in the was asking, demanding money from him, and he's like, "Yo, we treated you. We don't have nothing to give you. We gave you, He and the thing about it was the Uber driver would not pull off. He would not pull off. He pulled out a knife. He pulled out a
Oh
knife and
wow.
yeah. He pulled out a knife and tried to rob him. We didn't see all of that. We were in our hotel by the time we got to the hotel and got inside, they called us and told us what happened. Yeah.
Wow, man.
So you gotta be really careful at Santo Domingo. I don't fuck around in Santo Domingo. I go down there, for a weekend, maybe have a good time. You know what I'm saying? By Monday, I'm out of there. I'm out. I'm out. I like the North Coast, beautiful beaches, nice. It's just the North Coast is just where it's at for me. And like I said, I done traveled around DR enough to know where I feel comfortable at. I just love Puerto Plata, but it's getting very expensive in Puerto Plata. And I tell people now, it's always better to buy. It's always better to buy only because people are starting to get priced out. You go down there, you rent an apartment. You think you're going to be paying $500 for the next 2 or 3 years? No,
No. Mm-mm.
no, no. Inflation, everything goes up. That $500 is
Yeah.
going to turn to six, then seven, then eight. It's just like
Yeah.
here in New York City. It's just like here. I just got a raise for my job. We just got a cost of living raise. You know what happened? My landlord sends me a fucking text message telling me he's raising my rent an extra $100 starting November. There goes
Right.
my fucking increase.
Right.
So it's just like you can't win. You
When
cannot
you
win.
can't blame
It makes me.
so
It gives me every reason why. It motivates me faster to get the fuck out of here. You know what I
right.
mean? When he told me that, I didn't even respond. I was just like, you know what? And he's telling me, oh well, your apartment is under market than all the others. Yeah, all the other apartments, they pay for their they don't pay for lights, for heat and hot water. I pay for heat and hot water and lights. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, and you still want to continue to raise my rent. Not just that, the parking here is fucking horrendous. I can
Mm.
barely find parking. I got a car. My car just recently got scraped up. Somebody sideswiped me. It's just more of a headache living
It
in
is.
New York City. Everybody
It's
wants to
headed
be
here.
here, and I tell them, for what? Why? For
Right.
what? The quality of life is shit. And then if
It
you want to go
is.
out and have a good time, you're gonna spend no less than $200 just to have a good time for one night.
Right.
It's not worth it. It's
It's
not
not.
worth it. That $200, I'll save that on a trip going to DR. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
most
That's how I look.
definitely.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
I don't even hang out in New York City anymore. I barely, I see my family and do the family thing and work, and that's it, because I'm so focused right now. Like, I don't have time for anything extra.
Sorry.
If you feel like I'm
Oh
neglecting you,
yeah.
then oh well. We'll talk
Yeah. All I
about it
do is
after
work.
we're done.
All I do is
Yeah,
work. On my day off,
you
on my
know.
errands, and I go back to work.
And that's another thing I tell brothers. For brothers that be traveling down there every 3 months, if you can
What's
travel
up?
down there every 3 months and spend, because you look at it, every time you travel down there, between the flights and then the hotel and then the
Food.
money
Yeah.
that you're spending probably no less than $2,000 to 3,000. I hear some dudes be spending five thousands, which I think is ridiculous.
It
But
is.
if you're
That's
spending
land
that
right
kind
there.
of money every 3 months and you're going down there every 3 or even every 6 months, you why not sacrifice 2 to 3 years to save that money and go down there and invest in some kind of a property? Because doing it's it. That's done. Our parents that that lived during that era where everything was affordable. Those times are over.
They're
You know,
gone.
so
Yeah,
it's
they're
time
not
for
coming
us to
back.
find stuff outside of the states where it's still affordable. You know what I mean? And sacrificing. That's the only way I got this far. I sacrificed a lot to get this far. You know, shit wasn't easy. It still ain't easy. I still got a lot of shit I got to do. You know what I'm saying? I still have a lot to do.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So,
I'm with you
you
on
know,
that.
and dating a woman, I realize that dating a woman is just not in the plans right now. I'm sorry. I just can't do it because I already know what that entails. It entails, oh, babe, mi amor, necesito dinero para bebé. Necesito dinero para casa. Necesito. And I'm like,
Right.
I ain't got it. I ain't got it. I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying?
And they
More
don't
of my
believe
money
you
is
when they
going
tell
into my
them.
house.
They don't believe
Yeah,
you when they tell them. They think you're
yeah.
rich.
They think we rich. Like we rich. Nah. I don't know where you got that idea.
TV,
You know?
hearsay.
Yeah. You know, so for those dudes that y'all like me, you know, trying to get started and you might have to leave the women alone for a while. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You might just you might have to. You might have
It's
to
a
leave because you know what that
distraction.
is. It's a major distraction.
Right.
It's a major. Yeah. You know, finish your project and then enjoy after. You know,
Right.
right now it's grind time.
Right.
Grind
At the
time.
same
You
time.
know,
Even if you get a
but
piece of land,
huh? Yeah,
okay,
that's what I
even if you can
said.
just get a piece of
Even
land.
if you get even if you get a piece of land, it took me literally, guys. It took me 4 years to break ground. And to be honest with you, had I not have been with that girl, I probably my house would have been finished. You know, all the money that I invested in her and the
Oh yeah.
time wasted and all that shit. Because to be honest with you guys, I didn't start thinking about build. I didn't have no intentions on building it. Once I got the deeds and the plans to my house, I was just like, okay, I'm like, fuck it. You know what? I might as well just go ahead and build. And I didn't have a whole lot of money to start up. I didn't. I didn't have a whole lot of. I did what I could do. You know, I did.
Yeah.
At least I got the foundation. You know, I did the
Right.
foundation and then the wall. I did all of that at one time. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's baby steps. It's baby steps, but it can be done. I'm the living proof. I'm the goat of it. I tell you, I'm the goat. I'm the goat. I don't. I'm. Is the proof is in the pudding? You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
proof is in the pudding.
I'll be breaking ground next year. That's my
Mhm.
plan.
And look, this is what I tell people. You know, when you're looking for land, yeah, I bought my land in a poor area, but you know what? That's where it all starts. How you think it started here in the state? Let me tell you something. Here in New York City, back in the day, there was places that are expensive now. Nobody wanted parts of it. Once the Clintons moved in to Harlem,
Hmm.
all of Harlem got bought out. Okay,
Right.
then they started coming into Brooklyn, moving into all the impoverished areas and building it up. These brownstones that were worth $50,000 and $40,000 back in the 70s and 80s are now $2 million and $3 million, depending on the
Right.
area, where they didn't even want them. Okay, so you know when it comes to buying real estate, you can never go wrong. You can never go wrong. It'll always appreciate, always. You know what I
Right.
mean? So yeah, I tell people that. You know, I be talking to a lot of brothers at my job that's working. I'm like, I hope y'all are working all this overtime for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? I hope you're working because I can't do it for so long. You know, I'm doing it now while I still got it in me. Because once I turn 50, I want to be chillaxing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I
Yeah.
want to be chilling at 50. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah,
I'm with you because
my
I could
grandmother died in her
retire.
50s. Yeah, I'm not
I
waiting
could
till the
retire.
time is now. The
Right.
time is now. You
For my
know?
job, I could retire in 10 years.
Okay. Okay.
Fully retired with all my benefits. Yep.
See, and
I
living
don't,
good.
yeah,
You
I don't
know.
have to have. I don't have to be 65 to retire from my job. So I now
Yeah, I'm out. I'm
retain
out. I'm
time.
out at. I'm out. I'm out at 50. You know. I have some other business ventures that I'm going to be tapping into. Something that I'm one business venture I'm definitely going to share on my platform. I think it'll be something that'll really help a lot of people who want to work remotely and don't have to be there physically. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's yeah. Once I get my license with that, that's something I'm definitely going to share because you living in Dominican Republic, a lot of the Dominicans, if you ask them what do they do for a living, they hustle. There's multiple things that
Yeah,
they do. You know what I mean?
multiple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to have that kind of a mentality. You can't just rely on one source of income. You got to
Right.
have different incomes coming in. That way, you know, there's always a flow. You know what I'm saying?
But
And living
but
out there.
you know why they say that, right? They say that because supposedly the men are allowed to have multiple women, so they have to be able to pay for all those households that he has.
Well, I never heard of that, but
Yeah.
I believe it. Shit, I believe it. I believe it, you know, but it's true. It's true. I mean, if you're buying and investing in like Puerto Plata, it's a lot of opportunities out there. A lot, so many different businesses that you can dive into. Agriculture, real estate, health and fitness. Yeah, health and
Right.
beauty. It's yeah because it's so many things that you can do. Only because the expat community is growing. So
Oh
there's
yeah.
the things that are not in that they can't access there. They're going to be looking for. You know what I mean? There.
Oh yeah.
So why not bring it to DR? You know, there's this one woman. She does yoga. She's a yoga instructor and she meets with her clients out on the beach. And she's got about 12 clients that she sees. Okay, and that's how she makes her money. Yeah, doing
Yeah.
yoga lessons. Yep.
You got to think beyond the box.
Yes. Yes.
Because like
Because even there,
everybody
like,
can't do the same thing. Everybody can't do real estate. Everybody can't have a
no,
restaurant. That's what a
no,
lot of
no,
people are
no,
thinking
no,
about.
no. No, you absolutely right. But I'm not. I'm always like I said. I plan on up there where I'm at. When I get some more money, I'm buying more property up there because see, and that's another advantage of building in the compo. It's not really any restrictions. You want your cows, you want your chickens. If you want to play your music as loud as you want on a Saturday, ain't nobody coming to tell you to turn it down.
Oh
When you're
yeah,
living in
I had that
when you're living
experience.
in when you're living in Casa Lindas, it's all that restrictions. Like, what's the point? What's the point? You know,
Right.
I'm leaving America to be able to do what the hell I want, to have more
Right.
freedom. You know,
Freedom. Yes.
to have more freedom. That's what it's all
Right.
about.
That's all.
Having the freedom, having the ability to do all of what you want, and you can do that in DR. If you got the money and the resources, you can do it.
Right.
You know what I'm
See, here in
saying?
the states,
Uh huh.
here in the states you have to work 100 plus hours. You have to,
Yeah,
and sometimes that's not even enough.
it sure ain't. It sure ain't because I'm sitting here looking like and you got to think I'm doing this all by myself. My rent, car insurance, car payment,
Right.
building a house in DR. How many people ask me how you manage to do it? Listen, the grace of God,
Balance.
and
Balance.
it's the grace of God. You're right. You have to balance. You know what I'm saying? You have to balance. Like and another, I couldn't have
And
done all this
priority.
on my own. Being able to having to prioritize and sacrificing and having a my business partner in DR to hold me
I'm
down the
coming
way
to
he
your
does.
farm. FOE.
Let me see.
I'm reading the comments.
You can see the comments.
Yeah, I can see the comments. FOE said something about farming fish and shrimp or something. I'm like, I'm coming to your farm.
I'm thinking about doing a yeah.
Seafood's my
See,
thing.
yeah, yeah. You see, farming when I buy land in DR. Yeah, there's so much things that you can do. You got the land
Yeah.
mass to do it. Yeah, why not? I got some seeds that I'm gonna grow up there.
Oh, I want
I'm
that.
growing
Yeah.
some. Yeah, I'm growing some soursop. Soursop is a medicinal plant. It helps fight cancer. The leaves itself, you can boil those and make tea out of it. A lot of people don't know that. The
Oh,
leaves, the soursop leaves, yes, that has medicinal properties in that. It's so many different things that I'm gonna grow. One thing that I want to share with y'all because a lot of my family is from the South, and I love me some collard greens, and they don't
that's
have
me. I'm
collard
in the
greens in the
South.
they don't have collard greens in the South down there. So you know what? I'm
Right.
gonna grow my own damn collard greens in DR.
Right.
If I can grow them, I'm gonna grow them. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
realize that kale and collard greens is a must for me. You know
Oh
what I'm
yes,
saying? So,
definitely. Gotta have my kale.
yeah.
Definitely.
So I gotta, I got the space up there to grow me a little garden. It's all about living off the land. Why
Oh
not grow
yes.
what you can? If you ain't got to, I'm not paying for nothing I can grow. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All my herbs, my
Maybe you don't have
thyme,
to. You
my
don't have to.
basil, all of that
Yeah.
stuff I'm buying, before I go down there, and I'm gonna set up a nice garden because the top level, of my house is gonna have a rooftop. So I'm gonna grow all my herbs and stuff on my top level. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yes.
gonna grow all that stuff on the top deck. Yep. So I pretty much have everything planned out. I'll be going back down in December. December, I didn't book my flight already. I'm only going for
Okay.
5. Yeah, I'm only going for 5 days. Only because my house is the structure's up now. I don't really have to make stay lengthy trips like that because I got to hustle. I got to come back and make the money. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'll
Right.
probably now once the new year comes in, I'll probably go down maybe like every maybe once. I'm gonna try to do at least like once a month. Go down for like 4 or 5 days once a
That'd be
month.
cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, I plan on. I've had my friends ask me when I'm coming back down there, so I'll be down there sometime either November or December myself.
Uh
I
huh.
don't. I haven't told them where I'm going to be. I might not do Punta Cana. I might go somewhere different. I'm
Yeah,
not sure yet.
I've been to Punta Cana. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't like Punta Cana. It's nothing there. The only thing is it's so westernized.
It is. I don't like
I
it.
tell people Punta Cana, if you want to go, and this is just my experience. I'm only going based on my experience. Other people might feel different. Um, I feel like Punta Cana is better, has better service in terms of the resorts. The resorts are better on in Punta Cana opposed to the North Coast. You get better resorts over there. The lifestyles, the Arab Star, and all those. They kind
No,
of
not
lame.
for
They
me.
kind of yeah. They kind of lame to me. I did the resort
Yeah.
one time. All my years ago in the Puerto Plata, I stayed in the lifestyle resort, and I did it once, and now I only do Airbnbs. That's it. That's it. It's no history in Punta Cana. It's just westernized. It's a lot of
Yeah.
Americans moving down there.
Yeah.
It's going to be like the next Orlando of Dominican Republic. That's how I look
Mm.
at it. You
Right, because
know,
they're putting attractions and stuff in Punta Cana.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
but it doesn't really have anything outside of that to offer. At least in the North Coast, you have so many different beaches that you can go to, and so many different cities that you can visit. Punta Cana is all the way on the other side. It's like far from everything. It's literally 7 hours
Yeah,
away from Puerto Plata.
and they
You
don't even
know,
have the best beaches.
no, yeah, and that's another thing.
'Cause they have
Yeah,
the algae. The
uh
algae
huh,
runs from what I think May until November.
uh huh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the other beach, guys, that I was trying to remember that now it came back to my mind. It's called Playa Ensenada. Playa Ensenada is out there by Luperon. It's beautiful out there. You guys ever get a chance? I went once. I did a video out there. I showcased some land out there in Playa Ensenada. It's not as developed, but and then once DR becomes more developed in a sense in terms of like infrastructure and stuff, it's going to drive more. more foreigners there. Especially
Right.
like in the outskirts and little like places like that. You know what I'm saying? Because how I look at Playa Ensenada, I look at it as a place like for me, if I lived out, living out there full time, if I wanted to take like a weekend getaway, I would do a weekend getaway to Playa Ensenada. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful out there. It's like almost like Boca Chica in a sense, where the water is so calm and you can go so far out and you'll be like knee deep. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's that, and it's got good fish. They got the restaurant stores along the coast. You can take another boat to another little island over there. It's yeah, it's nice. But like I said, I didn't get a chance to take the boat to the other island, but in due time, it's other places. Like I said, I wanna see and experience and visit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much to see in that island, and for people to just be, oh, I'm just gonna go to Punta Cana. Like, nah, just go somewhere else.
Hmm.
Go to, I mean, I don't know. If you haven't been to Punta Cana before, yes, go one time, but don't keep going to Punta Cana.
Right. I tell people that go to other places, go visit other spots. Like it's so many other places to visit, opposed to, and even in Sosua. Like if my viewers notice, I don't really vlog too much about Sosua or do any because it's a small it's very small, and then you already got so many people talking about Sosua already. It's overrated and it's
Yeah,
oversaturated.
yes. And they
I
don't
don't
talk
get
about
me
the
wrong.
sewer in a
I
positive
love I
light,
love Sosua Beach. I
right?
love the beach. The beach itself it's like one of my favorite beaches in Puerto Plata. It's Sosua Beach. I love that beach. Yeah, I love it because the water is calm and you can swim. Like I'm a swimmer, so I can swim far out. You know what I mean, and
I
just
love
be
swim.
chilling. You know what I'm saying? I'll be out there getting my best life in that water. But yeah, other than that, I go to enjoy the beach and I be out. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have
Right,
my days of, my player days. You know what I'm saying? I'm focused now. I'm looking for more than that. You know what I'm saying? So I
me
mean,
too.
I don't discourage dudes going out there and experiencing that. I think everybody should experience it one time. You know what I'm saying? In their life. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But I'm pretty much past that. You know what I mean? I'm past all of that now. Yeah. You know.
Yeah. I
So
mean, yeah, because you want to get to a point where you can enjoy being with the person that you end up with. Like that's what I want. Ultimately, if I do find the right man, then yes, I want to have, you know, I want to be in a relaxed environment. I want to have
Carl,
a relaxed
Carl Hardy said, "I'm
lifestyle.
still playing."
Hmm.
Carl Hardy said, "I'm still playing." I
Most
ain't mad
guys
at you,
are
player.
still playing
I
players.
ain't player. I ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad. You know what I mean? Like,
As long as you're honest,
yeah,
tell the girls you're
yeah,
playing.
no, yeah.
Please tell
And
the
you know
girls
what?
you're a player.
And you know what? That's what I talk about. Dudes being realistic with yourselves. Like, don't be out there thinking you playing and you getting played at the same time. Because you trust me, it's happening.
Oh,
So
yeah. Those girls are
don't.
not
Yeah,
stupid. They might be
nah,
poor, but they're not stupid. Money doesn't account for
right.
intelligence. No.
Especially in Sosua. That's the wrong place to be looking for love. Don't you dare go there looking for love. Ever. Don't let me catch you. There was this I was out there and I'm looking at this dude, big dude. He was a big dude. He had a nice little thing walking with him. And I'm like, this dude holding her hand and shit. And I'm just like, oh man. I'm like, look, I'm just this is what I'm saying to myself. I'm like, this man, he ain't got no idea. He ain't got no idea what's this stuff.
Mhm.
And you could tell he wasn't seasoned. He
All
definitely
right,
looked.
Kyle.
He looked very unseasoned. You know,
Yeah.
Azura,
Hi, hold on.
Abby,
Hi,
how you
Izzy.
doing?
How you doing, Izzy?
Mm-mm. Welcome to the show. Yeah, I said he by looking at him, you can just tell that he was unseasoned. But I just feel like if you're looking to build and you're in that zone, you got to stay focused, man. Don't let nothing deter you from that. You know what I mean? That's the only way
Right.
you're gonna get it done. That's the only way you're gonna get it done. You think it's easy
Right.
when I'm down there? I'd be so tempted at times, but I know
Ooh.
you know, listen,
I think
my motto is,
temptation
yeah, you
it's
know,
higher down there. The temptation's
man,
higher down there.
it's of course it is. Are you kidding
Yeah.
me? Of course it is. You know, but when you are focused, you can't let nothing deter you from
No.
you for being focused. You can't.
Yeah, keep you busy.
Otherwise, otherwise it's gonna set you back from your project. It's
Yeah.
gonna keep setting you back and keep setting you back, and then you're gonna be like, damn, you know, time waits for nobody. You know,
It
it waits for it.
doesn't. It
It
doesn't.
waits for nobody. You
And
know, I'm just like,
you don't want nobody wasting your time.
nah, absolutely not,
Not at all.
absolutely not. And time, money comes with time, because trust me, once you start dating, you're investing, and
Yeah.
I don't have time to invest, you know. I don't. I gotta
Right.
finish. I gotta finish my house. I keep telling myself, my house, mi casa, mi casa. You gotta finish, you
Yeah.
know. So that's where I'm at. Like I go back down. Actually, guys, at the end of the month, I'm sending my partner money to paint. The house will be, by the time I get down there in December, the inside and the outside of the home will be painted.
Nice.
Yeah, the in and the outside will be painted. And then I told him that he's got to get those estimates on the windows and the bars. And man, I'm just like, that's where it's gonna kill me. Them windows and bars, I already know. That's where the money comes in. You know? Yeah, yeah. Windows, bars, flooring. Uh, you know, because once I do the windows and the bars and the door, I'm locking up the house, and then I'll probably come back in the spring and try to do the floors. I'm just hoping that the money that I have will be enough to do everything. You know, we'll
Right.
see. We'll see. You know, things have gotten so expensive, guys. It has gotten very expensive, and I have I've even went through every avenue I could to save money. Let me know I'm up there too. Is there a where you at, Izzy? Let me know where you at in your project. Yeah, because literally and it's costing me. I'm gonna share with you guys the with my house. Uh, wait, what did she say? Hold on. Izzy said,
She's up there with her house. I guess she's like in the same boat or where she's in the same boat where you are with her
yeah,
house.
yeah. It's just like, yo, it's yeah. Every avenue. I got this guy because I live in East New York, and right across the street from me is this guy who sells he sells it wholesale. He sells granite, quartz, and all of that. And he told me that he had a customer that had some stuff shipped to DR. So I went to him once, I went to him twice to find out, just to get a price, because I
Mm.
ultimately I'd like to have quartz in my house.
Uh,
I love quartz, I love quartz. So that's where I'm aiming for. But you already know, like, it's so, it's the materials is just so
okay.
expensive. Oh, it's so expensive, I looked at I went on Alibaba, and I was checking out flooring in Alibaba, and because I actually use Alibaba for my e-commerce business. Yeah, that's where I get my wholesale stuff from, guys. So those of you looking to, I'm just sharing some stuff with you. If you're looking to do like a business, a wholesale business, I mean, well, like a retail, or just get into like a boutique or whatever, check out Alibaba and AliExpress. They have a lot of their stuff come from China, but they have some good quality stuff, and that's how I started my e-commerce business, And if any of you guys want to know what I do in terms of my e-commerce, hit me up on my WhatsApp 347-740-6350, and I'll send you my website personally. It's not something that I advertise on the channel, but I do have my customers, and I built up a pretty big fan base. I mean not fan base, but I built up a pretty big clientele because I've been doing it for years. I started out selling on eBay. I started out selling on eBay, Macari, OfferUp. all of those platforms, and that's how I, once I started on eBay, I started generating enough clients to whereas I said, you know what, let me build my own website. So I built my own website, and all the clients that I was getting from eBay, I drove them to my actual website. So that's how I was able to build, my clients for my e-commerce business. Yes, America's supposed to be rich, but yeah, guys, it's just it's so many different ways to make money. You just have to
Mm,
hustle. You just have
yeah,
to hustle.
it's a
And
hustle.
if
Yeah.
you're looking to start like a online boutique, holla at me. I'm your guy. I'm your guy. I did it. Like I said, you want to see my website? Just shoot me a text on my on WhatsApp, and I'll send it to you directly. All right. But yeah, I did my own website on not GoDaddy, but what's the other one? Shopify. I did my own website. I built it
I
myself.
I tried Shopify a couple of times and it just didn't sit right with me. So well,
No,
I use
I did
Wix.
it. Let me tell you something. I'm not computer savvy like that. I'll be the first to tell you, but I learned. It took me almost a day and a half, but I was so proud of myself, man. I was really really proud of myself on the outcome of my website. And then actually, the good thing about Shopify is that they help you. They help promote your website. Okay, they help promote your
Okay.
website. Yeah. So I was actually asking the customers like, "Yo, how did you find me? How did you find me?" And they were tapping in. They found me through Google search.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, it
It's
really.
changed. It must have changed over the years because when I started Shopify when they first came out,
Uh huh.
and it didn't have all the tools that they have now. So I tried to do it again. I did it last year, and it was so confusing. I remember it was my day off work. I started early that morning until that late that evening,
Uh
and
huh.
still couldn't get everything done. And for me, I'm computer savvy because I have built my own website,
Uh
and
huh.
I'm so used to using Wix that I did everything on my own when I had my bartending
Okay.
business. And
Well,
so for
what I
me, that
did.
go ahead.
Well, let me go to some of the comments. Izzy says, "My house is almost done. You got to be careful with them estimates. They be thinking,
Rick,
um,
that was
yeah,
Rick.
hold on, let me go back. They be thinking we had a lot of money. That's what I mean. Okay, yeah, you
They
absolutely
do.
right. You absolutely right. Izzy, you're right. I mean, with me, I don't feel like in the beginning I got it was a horror story for me. It was a horror story, but this I had to hire a new builder. And I'm working hand in hand with him, and we actually got business, through some of my viewers on the channel. But this guy, he really did me right. He did the right thing by me, and I'm blessed to have him. And I'm actually painting the house, like I said, and my house is 220 square meters, and it's costing me, guys, $1,200 to paint the inside and the outside.
Oh,
That's
wow.
the estimate. Yeah, you don't even. I was so happy to hear that. That was like music to my ears. Music to my ears.
Something
But
cheap.
yeah, yeah, it was music to my ears to get that estimate on that. But yeah, with what we was talking about, the e-commerce thing. It's a really it's guys it's a good business. It's a good business. And you don't need to have a lot of money to start out doing e-commerce. You really don't. Um, Jay, when are you starting up the cooking channel? Uh, See, this is another thing. It's
It's
time,
a
Sharonda. It's
lot.
time. Time
It's a
has the
lot.
best. Time has the best of me, man. It really does
Right.
because I've been working my ass off. We are so short at my job. Like I'm blessed to have the kind of job that I have. Being able to work as much overtime as you can. They're to the
It's
point where they're
enjoyment.
trying. Yeah, they're trying to cap us at 4 days of four overtimes a week, but they're so short. Like you don't have nobody, so you ain't got no choice. So I'm just working as much overtime as I can because when I go down in December, I really want to have all the money that I can possibly.
Right.
I want to have the money to do the windows and the bars. If I can't do nothing else, I want to be able to do the windows, the bars, and doors. That way, I can seal up my house and go back and work on figuring out the flooring and everything else. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much where I'm at. And I have a lot of windows. I got about maybe 13 windows. You know, 13 windows. Yeah, yeah, I got about
A
13
lot.
windows. And I tell and Izzy, I tell you Dominican, so Izzy, like I watched your stuff, so people think that you going down there to try to find the connections. It's not as easy as you think. Even Dominican people get ripped off. Their own people get ripped off. Let me tell
Oh
you,
yeah.
I have a viewer from Boston. This guy, he's been following me from the start, and he told me, he said, when he came to me, he was looking for estimates, and he spoke to my partner at first, right? And I found it to be funny because me and my partner laughed at the situation, because when he called me, he said, I gave the phone to my partner because my partner speaks straight up Spanish. So he gonna tell my partner, no, no, no.
Mhm.
I want to speak to Jason. I want to speak to J Day because I can speak a little English, but I want to speak to J Day. He
Yeah.
didn't want to have no parts to do with my partner, and I had to tell him, no, tranquilo. This is my partner here. But he told me, he was having the same problem trying to find the right people to do the job. Because he already has a house, but he's looking to do some, some, he wants to do some extra work. He wants to build a floor and another level, and do some upkeep on the house or whatever. But yeah, people think it's easy. You go down there and hire somebody, even contractors, even lawyers. You got to be careful. You have to be careful. You know, everybody's out to get money, especially
They
when you
are.
coming, especially when you're coming from the states.
They
Especially when
are.
you're coming from the states, you have to be very careful. you know and
Everything.
if you have no idea about construction, you still, just because you there on ground, you can still
Yeah.
be got with your eyes.
Yeah.
Even being there, you can still be got. So don't think, oh, I'm going to be there, I'm going to watch everything. If you are
No.
not knowledgeable about construction, you can still be gotten. Okay.
Yeah.
Because what I found out, from my previous, the builder that I had to fire, he was stealing my cement. What he was going to do, for the plateau, he was going to put a little bit of cement, and then I would have had roof, problems with leakage and stuff, in the future. You know what I'm saying? And the roof would have been
Yeah.
not strong enough. all kinds of problems.
Yeah. They
So.
also look out for each other. They also look out for each other. So like, hey, I need this service done. Okay, well, tell your American person whatever it's going to cost this much. Like, I'll
Hmm.
bet. They don't be like, oh no, no, no. They don't be like, oh no, that's not how much you would charge me. Why would you charge this person more? They don't care about that.
No, they
They
don't.
don't
And
care
and
because
you
it's
know and
not
you know
coming
what
out
else
their
I learned?
pocket.
You know what else I learned? I learned
What?
that, let's just say, for instance, like you come to me and you say, "Yo, J-Day, I need." Just say I'm Dominican. You coming to me? You say, "Yo, J-Day, I need somebody to install these windows for me." Oh, okay, no problem, no problem. I know somebody. They go to that person. They find the person. Hey, I got this gringo that needs their windows done. You know what they're gonna do? that
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 is the
that
thing.
that person, they have to pay them 5 or 10%.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, so that's when the price of those windows go up, because anytime you ask somebody for help or something, don't think they're
You
doing
gotta
it
pay
for
'em.
free.
No,
And it's
nobody
not
does
it's
anything for
not it's
free.
not illegal. I mean, from our standpoint, being from the states, we're looking at it as they're getting over on us, but no, that's just the culture. That's just what they do. You know what I mean? This is what they do. It's not like they're getting over. It's like, they're helping you, and they're getting paid to help you. So it's not, they don't look at it as, oh, you getting over. No, we're looking at it like that, but that's not. It's in their culture to do that. So whether it be a lawyer you need, somebody to wash your car, somebody to get groceries, whatever it is that they need, they'll tell you, I can find somebody, but you're gonna have to pay. Guys, I don't know if I'm we me and uh Nicole are both frozen. If you guys can still hear me, let me know. If you can't, uh if you can't hear me, let me know, because we're both frozen. You guys there? Let me know if you guys can hear me because she froze. She left the chat, so let me know. Okay, you guys can hear me. Okay, all right, guys. So I guess she froze, I froze, but yeah, like I was saying, guys, it's not easy, man. It's not easy. We just got to stay focused. Just got to stay focused and be careful out there when it comes to hiring people and finding people to do things for you. You know, I tried to help this one couple. They thought that they could do it on their own, so be it. And I was concerned for them, but things turned out to be all right with them once I got my lawyer to help them. Yeah. You have to have somebody on ground. If you're not going to be there physically to manage things, and as I said, even though you're there physically, you still need somebody that's knowledgeable that knows construction. Somebody kind of like a uh I guess you can say, I don't know what they call it in Spanish, but here, like, you have your main contractor and then the project manager. You need like a project manager. My partner was my project manager. And, the good thing with Shamo is that he knows about construction. My partner knows a lot about construction, so there were things that, he told my builder to do with the house. You know what I'm saying? So, to have somebody like that is very, very, it's like having gold, man. Yeah, yeah, it's like having gold. So you make sure that you have somebody like that that's knowledgeable, somebody that doesn't know your contractor, preferably, so that they can tell you whether or not this guy, they're doing the right thing. It's important. I'm on the same boat. I'm saving up to buy land as well. I'm trying to start off. Hold on. Uh, I'm saving up to buy land as well. I'm trying to start off in DR because it's close to America. Then Liberia. I'm fiending to leave America. I think we all fiending to leave, man. We all fiending. And like once business picks up for me, uh, I plan on investing in other parts of the world too. You know, definitely, and just trying to help other people invest. That's what I'm going to tell you where I got my inspiration from. This because I work in the medical field. This West Indian woman, the one that helped me get to Trinidad and Tobago. This woman, when I tell you, she's got land. If she ain't got nothing else, she's got property in Florida, into Trinidad and Tobago. And then she told me, she said, Jay, if do nothing, you're traveling, but try to buy some property, try to buy some land outside of the United States. And I did, and she's seen the progress. And every time she hits me up, like she said, yo, she said, Jay, I'm so proud of you. And I told her, I said, yo, I thank you for the advice you gave me. You know, she said you doing it right. Because by the time we get ready for the retirement, which I have no, I have no intentions on working until I'm 65. It's not going to happen. But for those who work to retire, we're going to be priced out, especially for the people who are renting. You're not going to be able to afford to rent anywhere. So it's best that you start now trying to find somewhere, be DR or somewhere outside of the United States, to build a retirement home, a place for you to spend your golden years at. Because who the hell wants to spend their golden years in a congested city? I know I don't. You know, we all fiending to leave America, but native Dominicans are fiending to leave DR. Yeah. And you know something? I'm glad you said that, Nobody 92, because uh, I have two friends from Dominican Republic that got here. Okay, the one they got here. Y'all already know how they got here, but they here. And you know what they said? I already told them, once y'all get here, you gonna see how hard it is. And they both saying the same thing. They only here to make their money and they're going back home. They said they're only here. Here it is. They just got here. Well, they only been here. One's only been here for about a year now. He said, I'm grateful, for being here. He said, but fuck, man, I didn't realize, you have to work, 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 work. I said, exactly. And I told you that. It's no time to sit in the fucking campo and play music and listen to bachata and salsa merengue all fucking night. Okay? Nah, it's not that kind of lifestyle here. You don't work, you don't eat. Okay? So they're experiencing that right now, and they're starting from the bottom. You know, they're starting from the bottom, and I said, now you see why so many Americans are feeling to leave outside of the United States and go somewhere else. You know, I said, y'all need to take that, look at that for, it's a reason why they're leaving the fucking matrix, only because it's no quality. That's my reasoning. It's no quality of life. It's no quality. You know, when I'm in DR, I'm in my happy place. You know, I feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like and that's why most times I go for that long. You know, because I want to feel like I've been there. You know, like okay, damn, okay. I don't want to go back, but I know it's time to go back. You know, when you're going for 5 and 7 days, by the time you close your eyes, you're back on the plane heading back to fucking reality. You know, that's just what it is. Do a lot of property owners finance their own property? Uh, no, no, no. I mean, they do have finance options, Kyle. They do, but most times, a lot of people they borrow off their pensions. You really want to know how people buy? For the middle class, majority of them borrow off their pensions and stuff like that, their assets, whatever they have. They borrow or they borrow from the bank, and that's how they're able to purchase these properties. But what you can do, I did leave some informative information on my channel. If you're looking to get a loan from a bank in Dominican Republic, that is possible. However, you have to have at least a 620 credit score, and you have to have 6 months of bank statements, employment verification letter. What else do you need? You need employment verification letter. You need your taxes, 2 years of your taxes. Um, you need I think that's about it. Yeah, you need those things in order to. But the downside of it is that the interest rates are really high. Okay, and they don't give you a loan to buy land. It has to be like not. They don't give you a loan to buy land or pre-construction. So I'm being clear on that. It has to be already developed, like an apartment that's already ready to be sold. Okay, so you can get a loan for that, but just for land, no, there's no such thing. I mean, there are owners that do. I have some partners of mine that do have property to whereas you can finance. You can. They give you I think you put like maybe $1,000 down, and then they give you like you're paying interest on it, but it's not that much. It's not that much. I got to get more information on it, but if you're interested in something like that, it can be done. You know, but I tell people, I try to find land reasonable. You know, and my partner. Don't think that just because I'm not on here, guys, that I'm not working. You know, it's just unfortunate that my partner, he's trying to he's doing the best that he can. And one thing I will say, he's found a lot of property for me. So when I go down there in December, I have a lot of property for sale up in San Marco. You know, there's a lot of property up there, and it's electricity up there. You got rivers up there and everything. So I can't wait to go up there. And I got videos, but the videos are not. Nicole, she's back on. The videos are not as clear as I like, but I'm still waiting on the numbers for the property I'm waiting on the numbers for that property. So once I get all that information, um, I'll be showcasing that. But yeah, like I said, I try to find stuff reasonable, that's affordable for people can buy. I said to my cousin, I'm like, yo, you've been traveling to the DR since the '90s. Why didn't you never invest during that time? Like, are you crazy? That's when shit was cheap. Can you imagine, like in the '90s, like how cheap property was in Dominican Republic?
Yeah.
Oh man, oh yeah, it was very, very, very cheap back then. Now everything is, especially in the tourist areas. That's where people want to be. They want to be close to the beach. They want to be, accessible to the beach. Like where my property is at, it's up in the mountains, but um, it's not far from the beach, and it's not far from the rivers. Like I'm the closest beach that I'm next to is the Confresi. Then I'm next to Custumbar. I'm next to the beach in Maymon. I'm next to the rivers. So I'm next to the cruise ships. So I'm next to Ocean World. So I'm next to a lot of stuff. Yeah. I'm hitting up in the mountains, but I'm accessible to everything. And to the center city, I'm literally 10 minutes from the center city of Puerto Plata. You know, so yeah, it's a good location. And then like if I want to go to Santiago, I'm in the direction of going to Santiago, which from my house to Santiago we're talking about literally 45 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic, to get to Santiago. Yeah. So that's what it is, guys. Is there anything else that you want to share with the viewers? Because we've been on here for about a little over 2 hours.
Two
Yeah,
hours.
yeah. So I don't work that, and that's another thing, guys. I've been, as I said, I'm all about health and fitness. Sharonda knows. I got my little group, fitness group going on WhatsApp. If you guys want to join that group, I plan on starting a weight loss challenge. Uh, because we already in September, and I've been working out already. So I want to do a weight loss challenge in November. So if you guys want to join my weight loss challenge, y'all can just reach out to me on WhatsApp, and I'll add y'all into the group. It's only about maybe 10, 11 of us in there, but you can post your workout routines, your dishes, whatever recipes that you want to share. It's just something to motivate each other. You know what I mean? To stay healthy and active, man. That's what it's all about, especially as we get older. It's all about health and wellness. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I'm in my 40s and I want to live long. You know what I mean? I'm looking for, because longevity runs in my family. You know what I mean? My grandmother died in her 90s. You know what I'm saying? So well, I would say on my father's side, my mother's side, she died of cancer. She died early, but on my father's side, yeah, longevity runs in my family on my pop's side. So I'm big on health and wellness, and I'm gonna be promoting that. Like once I'm down in DR full time, I'm gonna be promoting that too. Doing because you see my partner, y'all see Shamo, yeah, and that's my motivation. Like even though we hundreds of miles away, we be on the road call like, yo, you up for the gym? Yeah, I'm going to the gym. We send each other our videos of what we doing. So we motivate each other. And it's always good. It's always good to have that, because it just keeps you motivated, having like-minded individuals in your circle. You know what I mean? You got a dog?
Yeah, my
Yeah,
daughter's dog.
I love animals too, and I want some dogs. I want a few chickens, because I plan on raising chickens on my property too. Yep, yep, growing my own eggs and all of that. Oh yeah, oh yeah. But yeah,
Well,
guys, I'm about to close out. I'm hungry. I should have eaten by now. I've been at the gym. Like, I literally, yo, Nicole, before the show, I had just got back from the gym. I only had enough time to prep myself to do the show. And I'm about to eat something and take a shower. I got to get up early in the morning and do it all over again. But
right.
if you want
I
to
just want
share your YouTube channel to the viewers, so
to.
you got she's and Nicole's new. She's got this is what I'm all about, guys. Like helping each other out. Networking. She's a new YouTuber. When I started out, I wish I had somebody to help me. Mentor me and help me along my process. I didn't have that. All the followers that I got, I've gotten on my own, and I built my platform on my own. So I'm just paying it forward. So you can share your YouTube to the viewers, and you guys can also, join and like and share and subscribe to Nicole's channel as well.
And my channel is Ivy Nicole. And there's a lot of other Ivy Nicoles out there, so you have to put at Ivy Lee Nicoles, IVYLEE NICOLE. And Sharonda and I also have a Facebook group called Ladies of the Dominican Republic, or expat Ladies of the Dominican Republic. And anyone's free to come on board. And I'm looking to do more live videos with J Day in the future. And I'd like to hear your thoughts on this life right here, and any kind of comments, suggestions, thoughts, anything you want, just let us both know.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys like this, this is our first time teaming up. If you guys like the content, be sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe. And if y'all looking for more videos like this, be sure to leave a message in the message section and let us know what you're looking for. This is the reason why I create content for the viewers. I'm all about putting out informative information and just being able to help others uh, pursue their dreams, whether it be build a house, buy land, whatever it is. All right, this is what I'm here for. So I appreciate all the love and support, guys. Until next time, I'm closing out, and I'll be talking to y'all soon. Peace and love.
All right. Thank y'all for tuning in.